What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Chewin the Rag. Today we are joined by a very special guest, my guy, Jesse Addington. How are you, Jesse?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. I feel like I haven't talked to you forever. At least not like face to face. It's been so long, I feel like, because I'm a hermit.
The last time I saw you, I was still actively wearing corn shirts like every day, so that sounds about right.
Yeah, your neck wasn't fully tattooed, your head wasn't shaved.
I still had a future ahead of me.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's cool, man. I'm glad. It's good to see. Like I said, I talk to everybody with the two kids every day. I just don't do as much as I used to, but I still keep in touch with everybody. So it's cool that we do shit like this where we can catch up
Listen,
and introduce everybody else to some shit too.
you chime in, you talk a bunch of shit in my Instagram DMs every once in a while, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, speaking of, you knew before like anybody else. We're just gonna start with Caleb because we have to.
I'm so excited.
We just have to talk about it. So you knew before anybody else that I emailed Caleb Emerson, just a shot in the dark to see if he would come on. And naturally, he fucking did. And it was so sick, dude. And I was like, dude, I'm sitting there in the back of my head, I'm thinking, Jesse, because you're like, yeah, I wish I was on that one, but I guess I'm not. Like,
dude, I was sweating bullets. You did me the courtesy of being like, is there anything that you want to know? And I was like,
yeah,
literally everything. But yeah, I'm not going to punish you.
It was so hard because I'm sitting there. I was just telling you, where it's like I don't script anything. I don't put questions ahead of time. Like maybe a couple things. I'll have notes right here, but it's not really interviewing. It's just like a conversation.
Right.
And when you do it with somebody like that you're also a fan of, it's like, oh fuck, how do I do this without sounding like a moron? Then you're just like, just act like you've been here before. It'll be all right. But yeah, it was fucking sick. It was so strange to even just do it.
That little so like clip that you posted like a reel, just a quick little preview, and he just seems like the coolest fucking guy. Also, like getting to talk about Lloyd Kaufman in any capacity with like someone that knows him it
was so fucking insane.
I got to meet Lloyd a couple years ago. I used to go to this convention, Monster Mania, all the time, and their Trauma always has a booth there, and the one day I went, they were like, yeah, Lloyd's going to be there. He's just like hanging out, giving out autographs, like taking pictures. He wasn't charging anything. He was like, yeah, I want to meet the freaks that support me. Yeah. So I went over and I talked to him. This is when I was still pushing, like I went to college for film. So I was like, hey dude, I watched Make Your Own Damn Movie. And like, it meant a lot to me. And he was like, did you make your own damn movie? And I'd be like, well, no, but I think you're a cool guy.
That's so funny because like that's what we were talking about. That came up where I was like, he seems like the most approachable guy. Like he just seemed like somebody you covered up to have a conversation with. He's like, yo, he's the friendliest guy in the world. But he got into like on set with him, and back then, I guess like when he was like I don't know 50, we'll say like 70 now. He's about 50 years old. He would just thrive in chaos. So he got into a deep. I won't spoil it too much because I don't want you to listen to his side of it, but. He was talking about how he would fucking just ring these guys out like, you can't fucking do your job and get the fuck out of here. He's like, get fuck. And then at the end, he's like, kiss you on the cheek, and he's like, I couldn't do this without you. So, dude, just imagine a little boy just fucking ringing you out, and then that. And I was like, fuck, dude, that's awesome to even picture that. Like, I just working with him and talking to Caleb about working with him was so insane. It was awesome.
I heard your wife loved Poltergeist.
Dude, it was so funny. She's sitting on the other end of the couch. I was like, let's put this. Knew what her reaction would be. Just great reaction. Loved it. Loved every second of it. Would love to watch it again back to back. But
that's crazy.
No, absolutely not. I think she did like it. I think she's like a semi weirdo like me, not to the point that I am, but she finds the humor in those things at least. Definitely more grossed out by them than I am, where I'm like, I want to just sit there and watch all the trauma films in a row. Like, we'll do that.
But yeah, they age like a fine wine, which is crazy because they look like milk.
They look, yeah. It's so funny.
That like watching. I went about bootlegging trauma films. Sorry, because I was poor. I didn't have like access to it. And like I just watched The Toxic Avenger on YouTube, and I remember being like, wow, they blew up a child's head. This, it's
Shit that
the
we would
wildest
do.
ride, and then they just get crazier as they go on.
And I was talking to him about that. Where it's like it's so funny when people were like, "What's so like people?" Like, oh, everything's gay now. Everything. It's like, dude, things been gay for a long time. I don't know what you may not watch what I watch, but like Lloyd he'll put the freakiest shit in there, and
Thinking back to like Toxic Avenger specifically, when every person in the gym is just a fucking maniac,
every single
and
one.
like there's like the gay couples that have like their shirts tied up and everything, and Toxic wears a tutu the whole time. You know, it's
I
we've
love it
been
when
here.
people. I love when people pull that. I'm like, dude, I'm glad about you guys. You guys are under a fucking rock. You just find things to bitch about instead of finding the fun in literally everything. But I actually just on Caleb's YouTube because like Dayu Zombie Bastards, for example, is so hard to find. And I was like, fuck it, I want to watch it. So I had to go to his YouTube for it now that you're talking about YouTube. And he's going to, hopefully, he has to get permission to do this, but he was talking about being able to link me. Wow, I can't think of the movie name. It's the movie.
Fake
Wow,
fan.
Fake Band. Fake Band. The death of. Fuck, dude.
You know this. In your heart of
I do
hearts, you
know it.
know
I do
this.
know it. I do know it. Regardless, hopefully he links it to me. I'll figure it out. We'll pull it up. But I don't. It's just insane. It's insane. All of it's insane. He's supposed to be sending me a box of shit. I will hopefully get you something. We'll see. I'm going to think through everything that I want, and then you can have my scraps.
He's never going to see this, but if he, for some reason he does watch this, Caleb, you're rad as hell.
You are
That's
actively. You were talking about you're doing music again. You have a band.
I am.
You
I
haven't
do.
released anything yet, or you have released something.
So we haven't released anything yet. We set up our Instagram, and that's about as far as it goes. But we're working quietly. We got a lot of shit going on. I have a team of sickos that's writing sicko shit. It all started because Mikey, who I, for those who don't know, I used to be in a band called Invoke the Wrath. And it was me, Mikey, Jair, and John. Mikey and I both left. We were doing our own thing. I was learning how to be a dad. And now I'm sort of getting back into the music side of things. And Mikey and I we play games all the time. And there was a day that we were like, dude, Bloodborne is so sick. Why don't we just make a band about Bloodborne? And Mikey was like, yeah, for sure. And he sent me a random drum track. We wrote the first like 2 songs. And we were like, this is good. So we outsourced, met a couple of I don't want to say met. We've known these idiots for a while. But it's a couple of goons writing stupid guy death metal. It's super obvious that we all like suffocation, and I'm excited to put it out.
Who? So it's you, Mikey. Is there
Myself,
who else is it?
good old Josh from a little band called A Pastron. I tapped into the prog nerd side of things, and he's sharing his talents with us. And did you ever meet Derek? He's been in probably 8,000 bands. He's one of the coolest players in the area. He the first practice that he showed up to. Well, first of all, Josh showed up. He practiced with us, and he just like mentioned Derek off rip. And at the time, I was still going to be like, all right, I'm playing bass, I'm doing vocals, Josh is doing guitar, Mikey drums. So we're just going to do a 3-piece. And then I don't remember how Derek came up, but he just came up, and I was like, would Derek want to play bass? And Josh sent him a text, and I think the verbatim message was like, yeah, I don't care. So he shows up to practice. We show him a couple songs. He's like, yeah, this is cool. And got it down super fast. He showed me some other stuff that he's working on that I won't spill all the secrets on because I'm really excited about it. Uh, but he's working on something crazy with another crazy musician in the area. He showed me a couple songs, and they all fucking rip. So if you like any of the stuff that we do, and you want something even crazier, uh, watch. Pay attention to Derek's social media. He posts every once in a while, and he'll probably post about this.
I saw, so obviously, well, I saw it was like a really sneaky departure. There wasn't anything too crazy. It was just like, it was just one day I was like, oh, this is different now, which is cool because obviously those are still the guys, no bad blood or anything there. But
Absolutely.
I was definitely interested as to not necessarily what happened, but what's next, I would say. And then I saw what I thought was hints at you doing something new. And then that's when I DM'd it. I was like, you're doing music. Like, yeah. All right, cool. I
Absolutely.
don't make sure I was right before I came in here, sat down, and brought it up. But that's really cool. That's cool.
Took some time off to get my head on straight, figure out what I want out of life, and figure out what I want to play.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to everyone that said that we need more hardcore bands in the area. I'm still gonna play scratchy logo music, but I'm rooting for you either way.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, it's not like anything's in a real bad state right now. I think all these are pretty damn good right now.
I would say that Albany is doing the best that it has done in a very long time.
Yeah.
There was a period of time where, I would say like right after Bogies closed, kids just didn't pay attention in the same way, and shows were still happening, and we were getting crazy shit all the time. But it was just, I don't know if it was that the Facebook invites weren't reaching the right people, or that the flyers just weren't getting shared enough. But it was spooky for a minute. um, but going to shows lately, I think that you've got a combination of kids are just stoked post pandemic to be able to like go out and see things. Plus, there's the whole generation of kids that are like just now getting into this, which first and foremost, I feel like hardcore is for the younger idiots
Yeah.
because we're already old and broken and can't do the crazy shit anymore.
Yeah.
But there's so much cool new energy. Everyone that shows up is stoked on every single band. All of the kids that are going to shows are starting like 30 bands on their own, trying to sound like 8 million different things, and they're all dope. It's just really cool to see. I'm excited to see where things go from here.
Yeah, it looks like I said, I've just been out of the mix since probably I don't even know 2015 maybe, but it definitely I've been like just outside looking in, like we're like here, just peeking. I mean, you got to figure. I was going to shows in high school. This was before I even knew like you or anybody. I was going with like this kid Joe Chanelli was like, I'm gonna go to Bogies or Valentine's, whatever. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, just go with me. I'm like, all right, cool. And we saw it was like when the Viking was a thing, like funerals was a thing. I would go,
Dude.
I would catch them all the time. And then I was like, all right, cool, this is cool. And then after high school in like 2014, I started a really, really, really good fucking great band. Everybody loved us. I started like the astral plane bullshit. We did like
They did
we
8
like
tours,
yeah, we
did a
killed
split
it.
with Metallica.
We did like 10 shows and 5 of them were Joe Chaos. So you can't even count them. But
Do you have to censor his name? Holy shit.
but that's like it introduced me to like Jair introduced me to I believe yourself and actually Ray, Lenny, just all these people that I now associate with, talk to, keep in touch with as best I can.
Legendary crowd of scumbags.
Yeah, just a huge group of dirt balls. And like you said, you need that youth though. Like I said, we're talking high school, we're talking teenagers just outside high school, early 20s, getting into it. And now these kids, you see kids way younger than that getting involved, and you're like, oh shit, that's dope. We need that because we're broken. I think that's exactly.
Exactly.
We're old. We have kids. I can't do what I fucking used to. I tried to like throw a ball at my son. Like, Dad needs a breather real quick. Settle down.
Need a shoulder replacement.
Yeah.
No, it's the sickest shit in the world. It's the first. I don't want to say the first because gigs have been cool for a really long time, but I remember the first time that I was like, "Wow, this is really different." Um, Back in February, I saw Haywire at Ophelia's, and they're the biggest band in the world right now. But just the energy of every single person that was in that room, like it was first of all Valentine's Day weekend, so like already you're like, fuck, that's gonna kill draw. And then there's a snowstorm happening. So double down, you're like, this there could be nobody here. There could be like 6 people here. And the room was hot. So that was a good sign. And it was just every kid was so super stoked on everything that was happening. They were excited about every band. They moshed hard as fuck for every single band. Um, and it's so exciting to see Albany growing into what it is. Because I like when I first started going to shows, like you, I started going when I was in high school. Um, and I remember going to Northern Lights, and it was just like fucking 200 people to like 300 people to see like deathcore bands.
Yeah.
No one was
Yeah.
doing anything particularly extravagant, but people were showing out and they were excited to see what was going on. And I feel like we're at a point where we could start seeing that again. Um, it's awesome. It's the bee's knees. I'm stoked to be doing music in a scene that is as cool as Albany.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I didn't even really consider Northern Lights for some reason. I didn't fucking cross my mind. Right? Because that was when what was really hot? Chelsea Grin, Suicide Silence. You're talking like shit like that was getting, yeah, brother. Shit like that was what you were seeing, unless you were going, like we mentioned, Valentine's, Bogies, shit like that. Northern Lights wasn't getting those types of shows. They were getting your All Star Tour. From what I remember, at least when we were, yeah, dude, at least from what I remember from that time frame.
Listen, they got Hatebreed, and that's
Yeah,
that's all that
yeah.
matters. They got Hatebreed. You just also had to watch Winds of Plague if you wanted to see Hatebreed.
But no, it is really cool. And there was a moment where when Bogies closed, you remember all the fucking emotions that came with that. When you were
Absolutely.
like, what's next? What's next? There's no more Bogies, there's no more shows. And then Empire popped up. And it's been
So even in
fucking
between Bogies and Empire, there were dope shows that were happening. This is what I was talking about. I feel like people just didn't hear about them as much for some reason because there was a nice little bridge where we were doing shows at Fusebox for a good long
fused.
while. Fuse was awesome. That's still like if you talk to anyone that was going, it's a top 3 venue for them. There was Chrome out in Waterford, which frankly was a
It's
lot
about
nicer
Chrome.
than they should have been to us.
It's about Chrome.
They they had leather couches out front that were way too
Yeah.
comfortable for the clientele that were coming. But that place was super dope. I miss Chrome every single day. Um, and then even even now, a lot of stuff is going on at Empire, but there's like I said, Ophelius is getting a bunch of stuff. No Fun out
No
in Troy
fun.
has the dopest shit all the time. Um, Mike, Dan, Adam, they're all busting their ass every single day, every single week, making sure that we get to see all the crazy shit that we want to see,
I
and
see
still
some
making sure that like our bands get to play with crazy bands.
I see some things doing shows too.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, really? I've never been there, so I wasn't sure like the layout or anything. I just thought it was a fucking place to grab breakfast sandwiches or something. To be
Uh,
honest,
I haven't been in many years, but I do recall that it was the place to be if you were vegan for a minute. Not for me, I got a soy
okay.
intolerance, but the fried tofu is supposedly stupendous.
Yeah, no, you're right. Because in between, like you said, in between Bowie's, there was I completely forgot about Chrome. I hosted a benefit at Chrome for Mike actually, It was so funny because it's people I know. They're fucking not really there to see like a comedian because we host this, and I'm like, sure, dude. I don't know. For me, hosting, it was back when I was doing comedy. It was like hosting an open mic, hosting. I wasn't considering that I was going up in between bands a raffle. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm just up there. I stood there like a moron. What the fuck am I doing? He's like, tell a joke. I was like, I think I said to hose. I didn't even tell a joke.
That was
I
all you
just,
needed to say for a while, though.
I think it was like I heard and said something back. And I was like, all right, we're good, we're back. But it was so awkward. The layout of the room was definitely strange. It was a cool room. I don't know. I didn't really see too many shows there, but it was definitely, like you
That's a
said,
shame.
nicer than what you probably deserved.
I got to play many dope shows there. I got to play with Dying Fetus there, which is the craziest shit that I think I've done to this day. Stood side stage for their whole set and was just like,
Yeah,
these are the guys.
Trick Shots was another one that was actually pretty cool too. I did forget to mention that was it Leeway, the Trick Shots show
Yes.
at Leeway. Yeah, there was a lot of cool shows there too. So there was some in between with Bogies and Empire that I definitely missed a lot of.
Empire is
Fuse
is fucking phenomenal.
Fuse is
I love Fuse. I love the vibes of Fuse. I love pushing people through the doors on the side of Fuse. I think it was I don't want to take credit for this because I would feel remiss to not mention him, but a certain member of Trife Life by the name of Spencer once coined it as unlocking the secret level when you put people through the door.
I forget who was playing there, but it was so hot and so bad. And the amount of times that door got fucking slammed. It might have been First Blood. I feel like it was First Blood.
That was in the middle of summer, so that is entirely possible.
It was insane. Yeah, I think it was First Blood all the time. It fucking ruled.
That whole venue used to get so sweaty. I remember even like so before Turnstile was, the Sweethearts of America. They played a show at Fuse, and it was like I want to say the middle of it might have been like end of March, but there was still snow on the ground, and I remember it was so hot and so packed in there that like it was like dripping from the ceiling, and everyone was just like, "Damn."
Yeah, I remember because now when people think of, like you said, Turnstile specifically, the whereas I think it was his non-stop feeling maybe.
That was sort of like
that
was sort of the jump off for them.
Yeah,
because they were still like a dope kind of mosh centric band all the way up through Step to Rhythm, and then Nonstop Feeling I think was when everybody was like, oh, this is something different.
Yeah,
and
I think that was the turnaround for them.
They've just been riding the Coachella wave ever since.
Yeah, I mean, good for them, I guess. It's not really.
Yeah, that's not a dig at all. That's sick.
If you can do it, you fucking do it.
Absolutely.
But Haywire's fucking ridiculous. That run that they're on right now. Do you guys?
They just finished it.
Yeah. They 50? I think they did all 50 states in 6 months. I think that was their goal that they set out.
So they haven't hit Alaska and Hawaii yet, but they hit 101 shows in a row, I want to say.
Ridiculous.
It was, I remember it getting announced and everybody saw like the length of the ad mat.
Yeah.
And even Ray was like, this is impossible.
The biggest fan down right now. They're so super nice guys too. I did they did a back to school like skate park event thing in Mass.
Yes.
Just tried to get them on here. That's with that fucking schedule. It's ridiculous. It'll never happen. They're way too busy.
Never say never.
Never say never. But
since we're on that, I don't know if this will be out before that, But if we're talking about Haywire, Austin from Haywire is filling in for a couple songs for Bulldog Courage at the show at Empire on August 30th. I have a bunch of friends that are playing that show, so I'm going to plug it right here. Hang out at that show, man. Come to the gig. Come hang out.
I did see that. That was really cool. They were talking about it today just because he's like, Troy's a second home. He's like, I'll be back in the area for this. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, it rules.
It's going to be dope. There's a bunch of dope shit coming up. There's a specific dope show that has not been announced yet, but that I am personally excited for, that you'll hear about in the coming weeks. It won't be a matinee, so you're gonna have to be out past old man bedtime, which it hurts me, but it's for the kids. Do it for the kids.
Do it for the kids. That's right. No, I just think it'd be cool. Like, I can't bring him to a late show just because he's fucking turn sick on the way home. And he's gonna fucking sleep, and that's not gonna happen. But
that's the price we pay.
I know. It's like, Dad, thanks for bringing me this cool fucking thing, but now I'm wide awake. And
unfortunately, I have to kill you.
I brought him to his first amateur MMA fights not so long ago. That was pretty cool. So I'm slowly introducing him to things that he can go to now. He's a little bit older, at least 6 in October, so start drinking soon and partying with that. So that's sick. Now we can do events. But I think
that's rad as fuck.
Yeah, he likes Haywire a lot. He likes the type of music I like. So I think bringing him to a matinee, just letting him experience people get fucking crazy, I think would be good for him.
Not even just that. It's the community aspect of that. I'm going to piggyback off of the Haywire thing and also talk about something else that's very important and very serious. At the Haywire gig, they made a point of donating the proceeds from their merch sales to our friend Bree. I'm going to look into the camera when I say this. Our friend Bree is currently undergoing treatment for cancer. She's somehow still so bright and so funny through the entire thing. But she's fighting hard every single day. I don't know if there's a way to plug this, but she does still have a GoFundMe to donate to the costs of her treatments. If at all possible, share it, donate to it. She would do the same for you in a heartbeat. She's the nicest person in the world and deserves all the support that she can get. So, if you can, click the link.
Yeah, I will put the GoFundMe. It'll be right in the description for everywhere that this episode is. So it'll be in the description, and then we'll clip this part specifically, and we won't put the link and short stories and anything else that we share this on. Because I do recall saying that. I do remember saying that. I'm hearing about that, and I do think it is important. And like you said, that community aspect is real. It's definitely real. You look out for each other. It's better things since shows when it began.
It happens in a way that you don't see it in other subgenres of music. Even I'm wearing the dumb drippy stuff. I love the genre of music. It just doesn't come together the way that hardcore does, and I think that's so sick. But yeah, shout out Bree. Bree, you're a psycho.
We'll put that. It'll be everywhere. There's no way. Anywhere we share this clip, the link will be attached every time. So hopefully it helps even a little bit. Hopefully it helps even a little bit. Because it is important. It's important, obviously, for her. But it is important to see just community in general. It's something that I preach often with, as weird as it sounds, this fucking bullshit podcast that I do. We also do I'll do live stream video games and bullshit like that. I do giveaways for kids that can't get the newest video game or whatever. So little shit like that means something to me personally. And obviously that's not little shit. I'm talking about the video game giveaway shit.
The rag gives back.
The rag gives back. Put out a t-shirt. The worst fucking
give, man.
the fucking worst thing for the podcast. The amount of people have made like tampon jokes, like, "Oh, what does that even?" I'm like, dude, I didn't think about that.
I remember
I
you
just
shared the name, and I was like, Godspeed. You're, you're gonna
I
get some people that are gonna say some things to you.
I wanted to Chewin the Fat is like the most common bullshit like cliche name. So I just googled synonyms and Chewin the Rag was one, and I was like, oh, that's different. I didn't think of everything that's gonna come with that. There's like just extra that's going to come with that every time.
They just think
But
you're really into the vagina
yeah,
monologues,
yeah, yeah.
which like
And more power to you, I guess. Fucking insane. But no, it's really it is important to use. It's such a small platform, but it's done some pretty good things, pretty cool things. So I'm looking forward to just continuing that and building on it. I think
oh yeah.
that's. I came from fucking. You mentioned it earlier. You're like, I bootleg it. I'm poor. It's like I came from fucking food pantries and people doing that backpack for fucking kids and shit. So if I can spend a little bit and make it easier for somebody else, I'm going to do that.
Amen.
All right, just pull it down. Brought it down.
Let's get into it. What's going on?
Brought it down. No, I'm just kidding. It's good. It's good. How you been doing? For
Dude,
you, this came to me when we were talking about doing this, and I just cut you off completely after asking you a question. I apologize, but that's what this
you're
is.
good.
Were you at the show? It was Deorio fucking years ago, probably 2014. He was like, "Do I know any vocalists?" I reached out and said, "Yeah," which is insane. And I filled in for I don't know who was in his band, but it was me, Jaster, it was Nick, and somebody else was there. I drove this really shitty convertible. John drove up with me. We put all the gear in this fucking dog shit convertible. I don't know where we drove to. It was like an outdoor festival type thing.
Oh shit. Okay, so I wasn't in the band at that point, but um so that was a band, I believe at that point it was still called Kingdom of Blood.
Yes,
Uh
I think so.
but after that it was a band called Realms. That was a band that I was in towards the end of high school. Um
Dude, so
I, I've got stories, but like I don't know how many of them I can tell.
yeah,
They they're a wild group of people. John has mellowed out quite a bit since that point, but my favorite John Jaster story, John, if you're watching this, I love you. My favorite John Jaster story comes from these days. We were driving out to somewhere to play a gig, and uh, a Faceless album had just come out that we were both really into, and we're on the highway going probably like 80 or 90, which was definitely the speed limit. Um, and he goes, dude, grab the wheel really quick. I think he has to like grab something. This guitar solo hits, and he just fucking. He's the fucking man. I love John so much.
yeah, so we did that show. Like I said, I drove like a '99 Chrysler Sebring, but it was a convertible, so you could put gear in the back seat as long as you put the top down. And we're driving. Dude, I don't even know where this fucking show was. But I feel like we were on the road for probably an hour and a half, 2 hours. And John's like, we'll be all right. It's fucking cloudy. We're like halfway there. He goes, we'll be good. Dude. We're good." And it starts sprinkling. It's very little, but I'm like, John, I swear to God. And this whole time, and Nick, because Nick's the one who reached out to me, he was like, "Can you do this?" And I said, "Sure." I didn't know any of theirs. Kingdom of Blood didn't really put out anything yet. It was just this festival that, not even a festival, just an outdoor show. And I was like, "Sure, I'll do it." And this whole time they're drilling it in my head. They're like, "There's a chant. There's no words. And you don't have to, you can sing the actual Plains lyrics the whole time. It's all good. But there's a chant. It's the only thing you have to remember the words to." I was like, easy enough. I remember the words. Get on stage. That chant comes up, and I just go, "Oh!" I just made a noise. Dude, I fucking forgot the whole thing. I was like, Yep,
Dude, we've
this
all
is
been
good.
there.
It
I
was so insane.
that was that was like the first time that I remember playing like actively cool shows. Sorry to every band that I was in before them, but it just it
Yeah.
if you can believe it, when I was in high school, I wasn't writing dope shit. Um, but I remember playing gigs with them in Scotia that we used to play at this coffee shop called J Watts. It's a tiny, tiny room, probably the size of your bedroom, maybe a little bigger. We had no business playing there. Jay was way cooler to us than he definitely should have been, because he's trying to run an honest coffee shop, and he's got a
Yeah.
group of dirtballs in the back that are playing, tritone breakdowns for 8 hours. Uh, but we played this headlining show there that was it's some of the most fun I think I've had playing a show. I remember just everyone was stoked to be there. Everybody wanted to hang out. Everybody, uh, J Watt moshed. This is one of the few times that the man allowed moshing and moshed in his coffee shop. Shout out J Watt for that. Uh, it was a dope time. And then we played in Cairo the next day. I want to say Cairo, Durham. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Uh, and people could not give less of a shit that we were playing. But night one was really cool.
It's so funny because that's what Cairo, I swear to God, I did. Last time I did anything comedy related, see, I was like, oh, we're doing a benefit for, I don't remember what it was, but it was like some health issue. I was like, all right, cool, I'll come do it. He's like, it's in Cairo. I was like, I don't know what that is, but sure, I'll do it. It's fine. And it was like, he fucking put me up. He doesn't tell me this isn't planned out. It's just he does. Can you come do comedy? I say sure, I'll do it. I was able to bring my son. This is one of those things where it's like, oh, my son can see me do something cool. So I'm talking about on that next show, for example. So he can come see something. That's something different for him. I go. They put a band up to do sound check before I do anything. And I'm still sitting there. I'm like, so am I going up or is the band going on first? And he's like, no, let's talk to them. Use their equipment. I'm like, I said microphone. I'm not like, I don't need equipment. I just let me tell fucking dick jokes for 10 minutes. I'll get off the stage.
Did
And
you have to six set dude the band that didn't play yet?
yeah. I was like, oh yeah, you got Sammy Google warming up. Can I please have your microphone?
Dude, that
And
was so dope. Can I borrow your whole kit?
these guys, I don't know anything about them, but I do my jokes, and it's all like about my dad smoked weed, and yeah, yeah, it's all very like inner city trash, and they are the opposite of inner city trash. I'll call them trash, but it's not that trash. And I get up, and the band hits like they strum the guitar, and the Pledge of Allegiance started playing out of the radio. And I was like, "Oh, I'm in this place. I'm not. I don't belong here." I was like, "Why? What? You said you listened to like the YouTube stuff. You said you listened to things that I've done. In what universe was I the guy in like a fucking Timberland shirt and Nikes to come up
You are the
here
guy.
and yeah, they were like, you know what? You fit the bill fucking perfectly.
You are absolutely. If not you, then who? You know,
Yeah.
their
At first, the
choices are
guy,
like you and Ralphie May, and I think that he was long gone at that point.
so insane. My son's like, he's clapping in between the silence of jokes. I have my buddies that came to see me laughing, my son going, good job, Dad, and four people in the bar just like, get this fucking guy off the stage. It's like, this is awful.
Dude, that's brutal. I'm glad that like you have the frame of reference of just having nobody there on your side.
No, no, anything I do where it like requires a little bit of travel doesn't go well. Yeah, like come to Cairo, it's a little out of the way, but you'll have fun. It's about an hour drive. I got $50 for like, I speed. It was a speed run. I was supposed to be up there for like a half hour, and I didn't wait for any
You hit your
laugh
tight
breaks.
five and you were gone.
I didn't have any laugh breaks, so I just kept going. There was no pause.
That sucks, man. We once ITW started playing out of state stuff, I think we really only had one gig that wasn't sick, and it wasn't the fault of the gig. we got there, and Mikey was our drummer at the time. Actually, he either was our drummer at the time and got sick, or this was that time period where he was like, I can't really do the band. So we were trying to do like recorded drum tracks because we'd seen other bands do it. So we thought it was feasible, and we had like a couple of successful shows. We go to play this venue in Massachusetts, and it's a really dope spot. It's like there's go-karts there, there's like a full arcade, they're serving food, and we're playing in the small little room, like side off of it.
Yeah.
The tracks are just not happening. John from Concrete, God bless him, jumped on a drum kit behind us and pretended to drum to our songs. We were on stage for about 10 minutes, and then we were like, sorry. Like, went over, apologized profusely to the guy that booked us. For some reason, we still got paid. And then he booked us again, like, probably 4 or 5 years later. One of the sickest shows that we played.
I was gonna say much better.
Much better. It's
like,
crazy what happens
worse.
when you have a full band with you.
Like, actually, it was much better the first time. Like,
dude, I wish.
That's so insane.
It's a hard knock life, man.
But I like because we talk about like, you know, talk about when you have Lenny on there, reveals Lenny. When you talk about Concrete and stuff, you don't really talk about like bombing on stage as a musician. It's just not really something that comes up. So
I've got more bombs than anybody you've ever met.
So I like those stories where it's like, oh, you can also bomb here, you know.
You have no idea how much you can bomb as a musician. You get up, there is nothing worse than being like, dude, this show's gonna be sick, and then getting there and like, you can feel it. It starts here first, and you're like, I think something wrong is gonna happen, and then indeed something wrong happens.
We fucking for like the actual play. We, like I said, we didn't really do much, but we did like the front room of Bogies, and I had no business even reaching out to anybody to put us onto a show. We did like 4 garage practices. And
this was Astral Plane?
Yeah. And we had probably 4 minutes worth of music that you could call it. And I remember I just got to a point where I looked at Jake and I'm like, dude, just play something. I just like gave like a cue and he just freestyled on drums. And
that's devastating.
Valenti still was like, I think I can give these guys a more shows.
Dude,
shut up, God, goddamn.
God bless Mike Valenti. With absolute sincerity, that man, he does not care how bad your band is. He's like, you're trying. I have played my fair share of stinkers under that man's wing, and the fact that I have come to him after some of the shows I played and been like, you need an opener, and he's been like, yeah.
Yeah, I remember we did a show for him. I don't remember which one. It might have been like Gigan. When they came, it was like Gigan. I think
Fit for an Autopsy show?
Yep, we played that. And he tried to talk to me about music. And I was just a moron. He's like, you guys have a 5-string, 6-string? And I was like, I don't really play the guitar. I don't really know. And he's like, see. He goes, spoken like a true vocalist. And I was like, I don't know, dude. Trying to fucking make conversation, and I just completely clueless. And again, stinkers, like pure stinkers for him, and he still was like, "Come on, I need somebody to play this." Fucking
that specific show that you're talking about, I have amazing memories of. I remember it was when I was going to St. Rose at the time. This was like one of my first times hanging out with Jair. We officially met a different time that Fit for an Autopsy played at Bogies, but we were like properly hanging out at that show. And before Fit for an Autopsy played, I remember there was, I think, 12 people paid to get into the show. And God bless every band, they still played. but before Fit for an Autopsy played, it was like me, Jair, and I think like two other kids were like just absolutely punishing the vocalist. We were like, "Are you gonna play the Jackal? You should play the Jackal tonight." And he was like, "Dude, no one gives a shit. Why are you asking?" And we were like, "We give a shit. We paid to be here." And it was like, it wasn't even their main vocalist. Like Nate Johnson had just left, so there was
Yeah,
this poor guy
yeah,
that was trying to like fight to keep the band together. And they got on stage, sure enough, and he was like, "All right, like four of you were really annoying about this earlier. This
yeah,
song is
yeah,
called The Jackal." And
yeah.
the room exploded for like 5 minutes, and then it was back to everybody just chilling.
Dude, yep, yep. That show was it was sick for me. I guess I don't know. It was fun. we that was actually one of our more fun shows because it was like the one time we had a song that was decent enough where I actually enjoyed it, and we debuted that. And then I played it one more time, and then I was like, I think I'm done with this band, guys. Yeah,
Is there anything better than being like, "Hey, my band might be good"?
yeah. It was like because we had these four like real shitty songs. And honestly, this fifth one was probably shitty too, but it was the only one that sounded like it had structure, and I felt like I did a decent enough job with the lyrics and stuff where it was cool. And then once we like started feeling good, I was like, I think I'm good, guys. Like this was fun. I'm gonna head out the door now. It's like if that's not the bucket epitome of me, I don't know what it is. But it's like it seems like it's going too good. I'm going.
All that matters is that you were there for the time when no one was in a good band, and we all still moshed for each other.
Yeah, that's literally what it was. It was so. I remember seeing Jair at one show that I'm thinking of, like the front room of Bones, and I'm like, why is anybody doing anything for us? What is going on?
Wait, was that the was it the like holiday sweater show?
No, but I know what you're talking about.
Okay,
I don't think it
that
was
show
that
was sick
one.
too.
Yeah, yeah. No, it was not that one. It might have been. No, because that wasn't the front room. I was thinking it might have been one of the days for the Acacia Strain battle. Yep, that one. But no, that was not the front room that we played, so it wasn't even that one. Yeah, shout out to those fucking shows. It was so funny because Mike's like, "Where?" I made like a post where I joked. I was like, "Ah, I'd like to play with them." Mike's like, "Hey, we're gonna go battle the bands for just find it open." I was like, "Okay, sick." And we go, and there was like a pop punk band that was up, and I was like, "What are you
Dude,
guys doing? What are the pop punk zombies and shit?" I was like, "What is happening? What is going on?"
they were ahead of the curve. If they had tried doing that opening like now, kids
Yeah,
would eat it up.
yeah, yeah. The Mitzville show would be fucking sick, dude. But I remember they were on stage, and I don't even know if you might not be in the picture. You might be. But me, Ray, Jair, we just stopped and took a selfie while these guys are trying
I
to
know
play music.
exactly what picture you're talking about.
I'm wearing like a Cheech and Chong shirt.
Yep.
Like these guys are trying to fucking play their music, and it's just us assholes doing that and yelling out like pop punk selfies and just completely annihilating
Probably
them for
saying something about somebody's dad,
yeah, 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 yeah,
as was the
exactly.
style at the time.
Yep, everybody's dead. And then day two, I showed up and I voted for somebody, and I just left and shit popped off. That's what we'll say about that. I talked about that a little bit with Vinny when he
I was
came
gonna
on.
say I won't get into that too much.
No,
But that is
it was
one of the funniest things that has ever happened at shows around here.
literally it was like I got there, I hung out for like a little bit. I was going to the movies actually. I was like, oh, stop by and just fucking see what's up. And I think I voted for Entrenches or somebody. No, maybe it actually might have been them at the time.
Heard you.
And yeah,
Understood.
I think one of them voted for us. So I was like, yeah, I'll do the favor tomorrow. I'll go to the movies, but I'll fucking just come by and drop your name. And I left, and probably not even 15 minutes later, I was like, this just happened. I was like, oh shit, okay.
Dude, I remember I think I think I was sick for the day that that happened, but I remember someone who I will not name uh posted on Facebook the full story. And I was like, yo, what are you doing? And another person who will not be named said, you should probably delete this.
I shouldn't know exactly what happened, as if I was fucking there. I remember exactly what you're talking about because it was that, like, somebody walked by. I'm not gonna do the story, but and I'm like, why do I know every detail of everything that happened that day when I
I
just dropped
got
it? Like,
I got probably 3 different angles of videos sent to me of the entire event.
that's so insane.
But like
Dude,
on a very real note in relation to that, shout out all of the people that came outside.
yeah, yeah,
That's rad.
yep.
We appreciate you not letting bad things happen.
No, because it could have been way. I mean, it already did, but it could have got worse. Somehow it could have been worse. But yeah, dude, it was so fucking good. Because my one was really chill. My grandmother was at it one. My mother came to watch me play. And then day two, it was not so fucking chill.
Well, hey, it got them the show. You know,
Yeah,
I feel like when that happens, you're like, these are the guys.
it,
So good for them.
oh, it's so good. I like that. Even still, I'll get like bits and pieces of stuff. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Why? I'm not at these shows. Why do I know these things?
Because sometimes something is very funny.
Yes, I think
Like
that's what it is.
I should clarify. Maybe it's not like funny, but in 2 weeks it's going to be so
It's
funny.
gonna be really good. It's gonna be fun.
You
Instagram stories are a great
I need to talk about something. I don't know this kid personally, and I'm not ragging on him, but one of the kids from Noir got absolutely dogged during recon in New
thing.
Jersey, and he has taken it in such stride. Uh, I'm gonna be honest. I like I said, I don't know him. Proud of you, dude. it's it's an important thing to do. You are from Albany, and you got your shit handed to you during recon.
Oh god, I don't know anything about it. I don't think I've seen it, but
All you need to know is that the kids are all right.
my kids are alright.
They're still getting knocked out to the 13 breakdown, and that's all that matters.
You'll love it. Holy shit, dude. That's fucking funny. That's so funny. The
But
something you mentioned earlier, what's up?
no, you go. This is your
You
show, brother. I'm
mentioned
just here.
it's your shit while you're here, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I've only been at it a
Don't give me
couple of
that.
years. I just like you gotta let people do their thing and I hang out. No, it's fun though. The something you mentioned earlier, you said I was trying to do the trying to figure out the dad. So, what did you meet somebody that already had a kid? Is that
Yes,
I'm at a
I was I was dating someone that had a kid at the time. Well, she still has a kid. I want to make that clear.
okay.
I was at the time dating somebody that had a child. Um,
Okay.
and it was just if I was going to be a part of her child's life, I wanted to take it seriously. I wanted to put as much effort into it as I could. I won't get too into details on it. I'm no longer with that person, uh, but I felt it was important enough that I should put more focus on that. Because like I tried doing like, and it's not ITW wasn't as busy then as they are now,
Right.
and I was still like, this feels kind of bad. Like I think I was gone for like a weekend, um, because we played Born Dead Fest, um, and I wasn't gonna not hang out all weekend. Um, and it sucked. I got home and I was thrilled to see her. I was thrilled to see her kid, um, and it just felt. I was like, damn, I kind of wish I got like a weekend to hang out with them.
Yeah.
I don't regret playing the show. I want to make that clear. I have a ton of really funny stories from that show. I think that's probably one of the bigger opportunities that we got when I was still in the band. Um, like we got to play with Integrity and Madball. That's the coolest shit in the world. And
Yeah.
not only did we get to play with Integrity and Madball, but the show was over by 8 o'clock, and that is the greatest gift you
Oh
can
yeah.
ever ask for. Integrity went on at like 7 o'clock, and I was like, dude, I could go get dinner right now. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
You don't got to figure out like what's open right now. It's like that. We're good.
Everything is open. Everybody was getting Dave's hot chicken. It was the best.
Yeah, that's why I brought that up because you mentioned that, and I think there is like a bit of guilt when you have like a kid, like I have two kids. So it's like one's only 2 months old, so kind of handled a little bit better. It's just they need a nap and need a little bit of attention. But the other one's going to be 6 in October, and then you got to think like even this, like yes, I'm home, I'm in a room, but it's sometimes an hour, sometimes 2 hours where she has to go out there and just hold shit down. And you do feel, even me sometimes, where there is that little bit of guilt where it's like, what the fuck am I? Why am I in here 4 days a week sometimes, or 3 days in 2 weeks, doing this shit for an hour, and then you got to edit it, put it out. So I thought it was when I heard you say that, that's kind of where my mind went. Was that's what you were kind of having those same exact thoughts. So it was cool to kind of hear somebody
It's
else
tough.
verbalize that. Yeah, it is. It is. And
It's
this,
tough. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. I'm not the most experienced person with that thing.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but even even just like I was working full time, and then it was like a whole weekend that, and like I said, I had the time of my life that entire weekend. I'm not saying that I regret any aspect of it,
exactly.
but then I got home that Sunday night, and I was like, wow, I feel like I just went all week without seeing her, and
Yeah,
it felt bad.
yeah. No, it does, and that's kind of what happened. Like I've explained it to people with like comedy. It was yes, I could still do comedy, which I can. It's not possible, but comedy's kind of a night thing. Not slinging jokes at 10 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes you're driving to shows in New York City, and you're like, I can't stumble in the door at like 2 a.m. I got two dogs waking up the fucking house. Like I had to kind of figure out what I wanted to do because I'm a trier. We tried MMA. That went really well. We had a very good amateur MMA career. We'll do it again. Uh, tried the music thing, but like comedy was the one where if
I'm sorry.
comedy was the one where it felt good. I'm pretty naturally funny. Like I communicate with people well. So that was the one where it kind of sucked to step away. And that's how this kind of came to be. So it's really cool and it worked out. But yeah, no, it is tough. It's very tough. So
You absolutely were a trier with MMA. You
oh,
sure
try.
were.
We try. Oh, do you want to
That
talk
was,
about bombs?
hey man, get it's easy to make fun of you for it, but also
It is.
getting hit for a living sucks.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Getting hit for free suck more.
I like very I cannot stress how loosely I'm using the term. Um loosely practice like Muay Thai.
Yeah,
And getting hit in the shin sucks so much.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like having to
That's
like deal with that, and then like I also have to hit a guy, it's the worst. And you
yeah.
gotta like try to look cool during it.
I was
You were
very
doomed from the
lucky.
start.
Yeah, I was very lucky in my first fight where I didn't really have to hit the guy. He just kind of took care of everything for me. I was out in like 30 seconds. So that was really good. Where I didn't have to worry about my game plan at all because it went out the window. He did it for me.
Those are
It's
I was wondering if you were gonna bring that up because I think I was your harshest critic when you were during in that phase. I just remember you would try to talk shit to me on Facebook, and I would immediately be like, "It's interesting that you're doing this, considering you can't fight."
the best. It was like you and rest in peace, Ricky. Ricky was very funny when it came to me doing anything. He, he would give my DMs and he goes, I want to fight. I'm like, all right, yeah. He's like, no, it'd do really good if me and you just fought each other. So man, I'm like, dude, it's like, I think we get a lot of views or something. I should pull them up because he would randomly just message me the craziest shit. Why?
Dude, that
What did I
was
do?
that was the best part about Ricky, was that you were never safe. At
No,
any
you weren't.
given moment, you were going to get one of the most upsetting things sent to you that you'd ever read. I when I miss him every day, but when I like get really, really like intense about how much I miss him, I'll go back through my Facebook messages.
Dude.
And there was a point where we were trying to start a band together. It just never happened. We like had a couple practices and it fell apart. But the messages that I have of him trying to decide what we should name the band
Oh my
are some
god,
of the
dude.
funniest things I've ever read in my life. He
He,
comedic genius, evil mastermind.
no filter. He didn't have a filter. That dude would say. The amount of messages I can't talk about that I have from him are so good. So good.
But the thing is, he was the best friend that you could ever ask for.
Nicest guy in the
Um,
world.
I love Ricky more than I can ever properly put into words. The I'll gush about him for a second because I think he
Yeah,
deserves it.
do it. Do it.
Um, Rick Manning, what a champion. He When I was still like getting into hardcore, like I had found like the closed casket bands in the early like 2010s, but I wasn't as familiar with a lot of the predecessors to that and like what came before that. And I want to say it was 2016. Uh, No Warning announced those two comeback shows. They played in New Jersey. And both shows were stacked. Like day one, I want to say it was like Breakdown and like Foundation played.
Yeah.
Um, and he messaged me and he was like, "Just buy your ticket. I do not care." He's like, give me $20, buy your ticket. You can stay in my hotel. I'll drive you. Like, I just want you to experience this." And I was like, "Sure." I bought my ticket for that day. I worked the day after, but I bought my ticket for the one day of the No Warning comeback shows. He picked me up. We drove all the way to Jersey together. It was our first time spending like proper like time in each other's company. One of the funniest, sweetest human beings that I have ever met. This is when he was still vegan. So everybody stopped to get food. We all got meals. He got a box of Uncrustables, and that was the only thing that he ate the entire weekend. We're all sitting in the hotel room at one point, and I need to stress, I'm immunocompromised. I get sick like it's my job. I had like a low grade fever. I think Vinny, who was also there, was also sick. Uh, and we were just having a rough time. Uh, and I'm sitting like in the corner trying not to disintegrate. Ray is sitting across from me, and Ricky just goes, "Yo, Ray, can you grab my bag?" And the bag is in the bedroom. So Ray turns to grab it, and Rick's entire cock and balls are just in Ray's face. We we get into the bedroom like when we first get there. He's on a rampage. He's just like, "What the fuck?" Like so angry. And we're like, "Dude, what is going on?" He's like, "I booked this room and they promised me a view of paradise." And he tears open the curtains and he goes, "Fucking Jeep Wrangler." Like legitimately furious about the parking lot. He made us laugh all weekend. An absolute champion. One of the greatest moshers Albany has ever known. Uh, One of the best people you could ever hope to know. Shout out Rick Manning. Rick Manning forever. I love that man.
Yeah. I didn't really get to be as close to him as everybody else. Anytime I saw him, it was like it was the same greeting every time. He would ask a question. It wasn't like, what's up? It was always like, Chris Pickett? Is that? I'm like, yeah, dude, it's me. What are you doing? I was like, I might be interviewed too. What's up? But it's because when I pop out, I don't really pop out. So like, he was always
It's
genuinely
shocking.
asking. Yeah, it's like
You showed up to one of Jair's backyard shows, and
backyard
everybody was like,
shots.
"What?
It's like a fucking. What is he doing? I'm just here, man. I don't
He's just
know.
here.
Chill.
He's in the ether."
But I remember, what you just said, where you were like, he was like, "How can I do it? Let's do it." He hit me up like the day he was going to New York City. He was, we're going to see Man Overboard. You should come. I'm like, when? He was like, oh, today. I'm like, I can't. I'm like at work or something. I'm like, I can't. But that's spontaneous. Like, just do it. We got to figure it out. Think that I love that.
All he cared about was sharing memories with you and making sure that you got to do fun shit. Again, back when I was still like getting into stuff, he knew about things that I liked. And he was downsizing a bunch of his stuff. He was like, "Hey, I have this old like most precious blood hoodie. Do you want it? I'll give it to you for like $20." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, sure." He met me at my school. He gave me the hoodie. He gave me like some other shirt or sweater, and then he was like, "I have a bunch of vinyl for you too." And he gave me like 3750 on vinyl. He gave me this Revenge vinyl, and then he was like, "There's this band Colony that I want you to check out. They're super dope. Here's a vinyl for them." He wanted you to know about things that he liked, and he wanted to know about things that you liked, and he wanted you to just have a good life. He's the friend that you should hope to have in life. I I I will sing Rick's praises for the rest of my life. He's one of the greatest people I've ever gotten to know.
I'm talking like shows, even outside of even like try things. I was doing real estate for a while. He was
Oh
in
my
my
god.
DMs. He was in my DMs constantly, like, look, I'm gonna get this house mechanical, I'm gonna get this house mechanical. But he was trying his best to make me like actually give a shit that I was doing real estate. And I don't know if I really gave a shit the way I should, but the amount of DMs I had from him just talking about houses, he's like, "You're the guy, we gotta get it done." And we didn't get to, because I think by then I said, I'm not making any money, I gotta just go back to get a 9 to 5 by the time he actually looked and found a house and whatnot. But I don't know, just him reaching out constantly, being like, "We got to get this house. I'm eventually going to do this." No, and then I failed because I said, "I'm done with real estate."
But you didn't fail in his eyes.
I didn't fail in his
That
eyes. He
was all
was
that
looking out
mattered.
for me. But yeah, just like I said, even outside of the shows and just stuff like that, where it's like, "You're doing real estate. I'm eventually going to get a house. You're going to be my guy." I was like, "Fuck yeah, Rick." I appreciate it.
Dude, you gotta get Ray and Jair on the show, because
Yeah,
they also
yeah,
have Ricky stories that
yeah.
Ray
They
specifically has some of the greatest Ricky stories of all time. Um, but that's a he's an all timer. I yeah, I can never say enough good things about Rick.
Yeah, he actually messaged me. He messaged me the other day. This was, I think, after me and you probably announced that you're coming on. He messaged me and he didn't say anything. He just said podcast. He didn't say anything else. He didn't ask. He didn't say, "Do you want to do one?" He didn't say, "Are you interested?" And we've talked about, us three were going to do one at one point. And
Yes,
so the other day he messaged me. He just goes, "Podcast." And I was like, "Yeah, you only have to ask twice. Come on." I haven't heard from him since. So I got to shoot him a follow up like text because
he's playing
he's
video games with Ray right now. He was like, "Yo, are you getting on?" I was like, "Oh, I'm doing an episode of Chris's podcast," and he was like, "Dude, call me, put me on."
fucking call him now.
He's a
That's
maniac.
so
He
funny.
deserves his own episode. That dude
Yeah,
has
he's good.
he's sick and twisted in a way that few are.
He's
Yeah,
good. I love
him.
that dude so much.
I love him. I love Ray. Shout out.
Oh, right.
I got to shout out a specific group of scumbags.
Hell yeah.
We talk every single day. They're the most voracious group of ball busters that I have ever met in my life. I would be nothing without them. Shout out my boys. Shout out Eric. Shout out Mikey. Shout out Brandon. Uh, you're all sick. On any given day, do you know that meme? That's like it's a screenshot of a group of messages, and the first group of messages is a dude being like, "You're worthless. You should kill yourself. Get over it."
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
the next group of messages is him being like, "Get up, bro. Biggest in the world. Great day for you." Same person sending it. That is what I wake up to every single day.
Yep. Because it's real. It's
Absolutely.
the people that are constantly like, "You got this," are probably just saying it because to say it. You know what I mean? You don't. They're not really looking out. These people that will bust your balls and then say you got this, those are the ones that you're like, that's the guys. And,
Those are absolutely my guys. Listen,
yeah.
I can't tell this story on the podcast, but something happened where Ray had my back amongst a group of people. And as he was on his way to assist me, he also managed to crash right into my face, hit me harder than I've ever been hit before in my life. And I was just like, brother, you're here to help me. What are you doing?
Oh, fun.
They deserve to be on here. You would enjoy. I don't know that you would be able to use much of it, but you'd enjoy the time that you got with them.
We'll be clipping a lot of things. There's some stories that like I've told on here that I know about, but I've had to like use code because I'm not trying to like dry snitch, and those stories will definitely come up. But again, you just gotta speak in tongues. You gotta be all right. When we were doing it, we were talking about fucking ski. We were like, what if we all just wear ski masks and then we're all right? Because it was when something went down that I can't really talk about. But
I'm familiar. It was the reason why we didn't do the episode.
So I bought like a pink ski mask that said "Yes, Daddy," and I was like, "We're gonna do it." And then I was like, "Let's just wait." Well, I think it'll be better if we can just be ourselves and let everything blow over.
We'll hang out for a couple years. We'll get back to it.
But he literally messaged me and just goes podcast and didn't respond. So I gotta like shoot him a follow him. And that's just kind of what it is. If I look at my messages between him and I, they're so spaced things.
Dude, he's the king of it. He sends me a text at like 8 in the morning where it's just like, yo, call me. I call him, he doesn't answer. He texts me back like probably 9 hours later. He's like, my bad, fell asleep. I'm like, all right, so what's up? He's like, nothing. Was gonna see if you wanted to play the game. I'm like, all right, dude. Sure, appreciate it.
The clips of you guys playing the game though are so fucking good. They're so good. One of you guys needs to just start a channel and just stream those games. Because, dude,
brother,
I know.
If we wouldn't get yelled at, we would.
You have to do it on like one of those free speech apps and fucking something, one of those right wing Twitch apps.
I can't be the Truth Social video game streamer. I can't live like that. No, we're not too bad. There's this kid Jonathan we play games with sometimes. Jesus Christ, but like, yeah, we've been playing a lot of Phasmophobia lately. We love hunting ghosts. I get my shit aired out by ghosts every 20 minutes in that game. We've been playing a lot of that, and we've been playing a lot of this game, the Outlast Trials. It's just Outlast with like it's multiplayer. And you're like, oh yeah, that's cool. But then they added in the whole point of the original games is you can't fight back. In this, you have bricks and bottles that are meant to be distractions, but you can also throw them at people. The clip that you're probably referencing is what happens every single game where all of us get like 4 bricks and we're just like pelting people with it over and over again. It's an evil world in that game.
It's so good. I was like, what are you guys playing? Because it looked like Payday. I knew it wasn't Payday. I was like, what is this? And it's like, oh, it's Outlast Trials. I was like, this looks fucking sick. I'm like, I gotta get it. So,
brother, you gotta get on that game. Get on that game, play a couple rounds with us. You'll be a monster in no time.
I told them I was gonna get it. So you gotta send me an invite when you need, because what is it, a squad of 4, right?
Squad of 4.
You gotta send me an invite when you just need a 4. I'll just jump on random. So I can surprise everybody.
One of us is at least one of us is playing every single day. if we're not doing that, Ray's new thing is he's playing golf. He has this golf game. Uh, his character's name is Guy Fwend, um, and he smokes people and like talks the most aggressive trash you've ever heard in your life, as if he isn't playing golf.
The fucked
He's
up part is I have 2 golf games, and I'm not opposed to doing the same thing as him.
he.
Those
I
things are
guarantee.
so intense.
I want to stress Ray before I say any of this. Ray Heber is one of my best friends in the world. Uh, even we're not good to each other at any point. But I would die for him. I think he would die for me. He's proven a couple times that he might. Um, Playing video games with him is the most nauseating experience in the world. He is somehow a master of every single game that he picks up. And he goes out of his way to shame you for not being as good as he is immediately. There's this little side game in Outlast. It's literally just Pong. I've never felt so dehumanized playing Pong in my life. I'll try to find clips for you. The man's a monster. Yeah, get Ray, get Jair on the podcast. Get both of them in one episode. It'll be the worst thing you've ever done. But
Yeah, that's what I got to do. Honestly, that's what needs to be done. We'll be sitting here for probably 2 hours, and I will get to put out about 20 minutes. So it'll be really fun.
you'll be
I'm
lucky
looking
if you get
forward
that
to
much.
it. I'm really looking forward to doing that and having all that shit out.
Degenerates.
It's so good. Actually, I have you, right? And I have Jair all added on PlayStation and never ran a game with any of it. It's the same exact thing as me showing up anywhere. I add people on PlayStation, never play with them, not once.
Well, here's the thing: you're gonna play one game with us, and then that's gonna be it.
Yeah, yeah, all right, guys, I'm
You're gonna be over it. But that one game's gonna be great.
Oh, fuck, dude. I appreciate you coming on. This was fun. That's so funny.
I had a blast, man.
Well,
Before we go, we got to talk movies. I gotta know
yeah,
what you've
I
been
know.
watching lately.
Yeah, no, I know. I briefly started and stumbled up on things in the beginning, and then we just jumped right into it. So I've been going back. So I haven't really watched anything modern. I didn't watch Weapons yet. I can't wait. I'm going to.
Brother,
I've heard nothing but good things about it.
I've seen it
But
twice so far. It's
yeah,
excellent.
I've heard nothing but good things about it. I just watched Barbarian for the first time because I'm a Slack. So I really enjoyed that. So looking forward to Weapons. I watched Teddy Told Me To, which is a free horror on Tubi. It was
Told me about that.
directed by Tom Devlin. The actor reached out to me on TikTok of all apps, and the guy who plays Teddy, I did a.
He's a forward thinker, that one.
Yeah, I do like movie reviews on TikTok sometimes. Like I'll just randomly post like I'm watching the Creed tapes on Shudder.
I haven't started it yet. Don't tell me anything.
I'm not going to tell you anything. Super fun though, and I just like posted a little review about it. And this guy messages me, and his name is Teddy. And he goes, "Hey, check out if you like horror comedies. Check out Teddy Told Me To on Tubi. It's free. I'm in it. I star as Teddy." And me, I ignored his whole message, and I just saw check out this movie. And I go, "Oh, your name is Teddy on TikTok. Is it your movie?" And he goes, he just pretty much copied and pasted what he said. He goes, "No, it's called Teddy Told Me To. I'm in it." I was like, "Oh, he said that on top." So I go, I watch it. It's very fun. It's Tom Devlin's directorial debut. For those who know Tom Devlin, for those that don't, he's mostly like an FX guy. He does a lot of makeup and shit like that. He has the horror museum, and he's been in some trauma films as well. He was in Poltergeist. He was in a couple of things. But I was like, all right, cool. So I watched it. I did a little review, and then I was like, hey, you reach out to me. Why don't you come on the pod and we'll talk about it? So I had him on, and I've just been kind of shamelessly promoting it where I can. But it is actually, I think you'll like it. It's got that kind of trauma feel to it. It's got a lot of cool names in it as well.
Listen,
none that I can remember off the top of my head.
you show me someone being a little freak on camera, I'll probably be into it.
Yeah, exactly.
If you
That's
show
what
me
me,
that like $5 went into this movie,
dude.
I'm in.
That's what me and Caleb talked about. Where it was like the big budget stuff is cool. I obviously like those big budget films, but the ones where people just look grossed out at the end of the day, they need to shower. Like you can tell it's authentically them just getting trashed. Put that shit on repeat. Like that's what I want to watch.
I
So
need a Blu-ray of it now.
yeah. So I watched Cannibal the Musical for the first time.
Oh shit.
Finally, yeah, for the first time. That rules. Yeah, I've been kind of getting into the older things again. I haven't really watched anything too new. The newest thing I've been watching is the pre-tapes, which rules. You gotta watch that.
That's do you have a Shudder account?
Yes.
Okay. So I've been trying to dig through my list on Shudder because it's just I'm constantly building off of that.
Yeah.
First of all, they're not sponsoring this. I am not being paid. If you like scary movies, get the Shudder app. It's the greatest collection of things that you'll ever watch. I watched this movie called Caveat a few weeks ago. I watched it with my girlfriend. I've not shut up about it since. It is the first movie that I've watched in probably 10 years to sincerely scare me. There was a point where, so right off the bat, we watched about 30 seconds of it, and then I turned to my girlfriend and I was like, vibes are bad. This is just not good. There was a point about like an hour and a half in where I was so stressed out that I got up and I was like, I gotta go for a walk. And I just like paced around my kitchen for a little bit. So if you like stuff that makes you feel bad and uncomfortable, Caveat's the way to go. Another newer one. It's not like new. I think it came out in either 2023 or 2024. It's called When Evil Lurks. It's a Spanish movie. I don't really know how to describe it other than bad shit happens to a lot of people. But it's real good. You should definitely check that out. And then as far as old stuff goes, I have this talent of dating people that have no media literacy. Or no, media literacy is not what I want to say. They just haven't seen anything.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I've been showing my girlfriend a lot of like 80s stuff. I showed her Hellraiser. I showed her The Lost Boys. Showed her Jaws. She had seen Jaws before. I want to, she's not that far gone. But we've been trying to dig through the classics. But the newer stuff is special. If there's stuff that what era do you like the most as far as like horror movies go?
I feel like the 80s, 90s for sure. I mean, I got the Pinhead behind me. I got Creepshow. I got Leatherface behind me on that wall.
Dude, that Creepshow TV show they were doing for a while
Hell yeah.
is so special.
Yeah. So that's what made me get Shudder originally. I was like, I posted about Creepshow, and you were like, "Did you watch the series?" I was like, "No." And you were like, "Dude, get Shudder, watch that, and then watch Terrified. Terrified fucking ripped. Terrified."
So When Evil Lurks is the same director that made Terrified.
Okay. That when you said Spanish, that makes sense.
Yes,
makes sense.
Those movies are unbelievable. I love those movies. If you're
Spanish is horror.
Dude, the horror, basically everywhere that does horror that isn't America does it so much better than we do.
Yeah.
Like Japanese horror is so brutal and effective and special, and then just like seeing, even like you go back to like the 30s, they filmed two versions of Dracula at the same time. They would shoot the Bela Lugosi stuff in the day, and then everybody else would leave, and they would bring in the Spanish cast to do the Spanish language version of Dracula. And that version is even so like radically different from how they shot it for American audiences. It's like a little bit dirtier, it's a little bit braver. I just think it's cool to watch how different cultures can interpret the same thing.
Yeah, I think we water things down. We do a pretty good job still. Like we're definitely doing pretty good with like slasher type things. But as far as when we remake something that maybe Japan has done, and then you watch the Japan version, it's like, why did we water this down so much? Where did we go
There's been
wrong with that?
exactly one cool instance, and it's The Ring. Every
Yeah,
other
yeah,
remake of a Japanese movie is just not worthwhile. Like,
no, no.
I know that people like The Grudge. The Japanese version's the only version you need.
Yeah, I
Don't bother
remember
with.
my mom accidentally got the Japanese version of the Grudge, and I was
And it's
like, "You made
scary.
a good fucking mistake. Thank you for that." So that's kind of what you were just mentioning. With you were like, I tend to date people with. My wife just was parented much better. So like the things that I've seen at a time I definitely shouldn't. She's seeing it at a time where it's like, okay, cool, we're a little bit older, let's watch this.
Your frontal lobe is
That's
developed, so you recognize that it's trash.
yeah. When I was watching it, I was like, definitely not parents well when I was watching any of the things I was watching. Like parents didn't really pay too much attention. So I got to see this shit when I was like, oh wow. And now you see it for the first time, I guess if you're not somebody that is into it, you're like, what is the appeal here? Is this like a very low budget? And I'm like, yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Hell
it's
yeah, it is.
cool. It's DIY. It's punk rock.
Yeah, yeah.
It's yeah. My parents are definitely the same way. My parents are movie people through and through. Um,
Mhm.
and they definitely should have screened a lot more that I watched
Yeah.
than they did. But like I remember being in like fourth or fifth grade, and my dad was essentially of the impression like, well, if he's watching it with me and he's not too
Yep.
stressed out, then it's probably fine. So I watched like Predator and Terminator
Yeah.
2 and like a lot of like not really like scary movies, but like pretty violent action movies. And I was like, yeah, this is dope. So then he was like, yeah, you can watch like stuff that's rated R, just like let me see what it's rated R for. He also he's guilty of being like one of the parents that didn't pay attention to what I was renting at Hollywood Video.
Yeah.
Um like I rented Vice City, I think like the week it came out, and I was in probably fourth grade. Um, and like the day after I rented it, they ran a news story about kids that were like going in and buying the game, and like parents were finding these horrifying things. And he watched the news story, and he was like, "Hey, what was that game that you just rented?" And I was like, "Oh, Vice City." He's like, "Huh? Don't tell your mom." And just like that was it. But we used to watch a bunch of like crazy shit on like TNT, and then around sixth grade, my aunt showed me Scream for the first time, and that was my first proper like dive into horror. And I was like, "This is really cool. It's not just scary all the way through. Like, there's a bunch of jokes. It's super self-referential. It's really smart, really interesting." And it just like spiraled from there. So I also probably watched a lot of things that I shouldn't have for the time. Like I watched Hatchet when it came out,
Oh, hell
which probably wasn't the move for a young impressionable mind. Uh, I watched that. I watched a lot of. I remember thinking 30 Days of Night was like the greatest thing to happen to
yeah.
vampire cinema in a long time. Uh, the holy shit! When Human Centipede came out, we rented it like on demand. So I had to like go out into where my parents were, and I was like, "Hey, I'm a child. Can I rent this movie to watch with my friends?" And my dad was like, "Yeah, I don't give a shit." And we rented Human Centipede. Fell asleep before like finishing it. Woke up the next day, finished it, and we were like, "This is what did we watch?" And then my aunt bought it for me for my birthday, and I made a point of showing it to like everybody that I knew.
Hell yeah. The first like introduction to horror for me, like Nightmare on Elm Street, which is very similar in the sense of like Freddy's fun. Freddy is
He's the best.
very funny. So you are, you get like that weird feeling where it's like this is definitely scary. These fucking kids can't fall asleep. But then he's cutting your ear off and then talking to you in the ear you have cut off, so you can't hear. He's like toying with these people. It's like this guy fucking rules.
Dude, he kills someone with a power glove. He rocks.
And it was like that's where I get it spirals. I feel like, so who's this next guy? Who's this guy? And the Scream series. It's like these are just kids in high school and shit like that, and their stories. Like the Scream thing is cool because it's very like this could happen. You know, it's very I don't know realistic in a sense. Where
A funny thing to look into is after Scream came out, you should look up the percentage with which phones with caller IDs became more popular. It's like a night and day change.
Really?
Suddenly every phone had them.
That's so fucking good. Literally very similar GTA. GTA 3, my upstairs neighbor had GTA 3. We didn't have GTA 3 downstairs. We had other shit. I had Conker's Bad Fur Day. That game's not necessarily.
It's crazy that you say that because I got exposed to GTA 3 and Conker's Bad Fur Day at the same time.
Yeah,
I had a cousin that had them.
Yeah, my upstairs neighbor had GTA 3. We had Conker's Bad Fur Day, which favorite game of all time. I loved Conker's Bad Fur Day, and I think because they were like squirrels and teddy bears, it was okay, even though it was definitely not for sure. But then GTA 3 came out, my mom's like, what are they playing? I'm like, it's just a game. Like, sell down, it's fine. And then South Park's like bigger, longer, uncut came out. And we were familiar with South Park. Been watching it since forever. Got the South Park thing behind me there. We got Butters. And so my mom got that movie thinking it's just South Park. But no, it's not. It's literally in the fucking title. It's not just South Park. It's if my dad came home and we're watching it in the back of the house and it's loud. We're fucking laughing. And he's like, what are they watching? They can't watch this shit. Didn't turn it off. Said we couldn't watch it, but didn't turn it off. Just let it
listen,
play
he did his
it.
part.
Yeah, it was like
he got the warning out.
But yeah, I don't know. I think there's just a difference
like
in upbringing with like media. Either you really hunker down, you're like, you can't watch this, this is this, or you're like, it's just a movie, it's fine, everything's cool.
That was so. I, as a child, couldn't handle like violence at all. It's just like it wigged me out. Like there for a while, there was this. I say for a while, it was probably for like a month. When I was in like third or fourth grade, someone had hit a bunny on our street, and the bus dropped me off like inches away from where this dead rabbit was, and it just freaked me out beyond belief to have to like pass it. And the one time, I'm a dinosaur guy. I love Jurassic Park, but I could never watch it because I was like, oh, it's violent. Like it was stressful. And then my mom got me the DVD and she was like, well, check this out. And she showed me the making of and like how they did everything. And I was me like, oh, this is dope. And that just like completely flipped the switch. And now I'm a little freak.
Yeah, maybe that's the way to do it. Like, it's because parents would always do the same, like, oh, it's just makeup, it's just this, but like, it doesn't really resonate. It doesn't. It doesn't look like fucking makeup. That person just got their head cut off. Like, you can tell me, oh, that's ketchup. It's not fucking ketchup. I know.
It's not ketchup.
What ketchup is.
Part of that person is gone now.
Yeah, but you do that behind the scenes stuff, and that's like you get a visual of, oh, I remember seeing this in the movie. So that's probably a very smart way to approach it. I'm not going to do it myself. I'm just going to sit down and we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. But
I look forward to hearing about how you scarred your child.
I'm excited because he likes, like, as far as like music and stuff goes, personality goes, he's very me as opposed to my wife, I think. So I'm wondering if he's just going to be a little fucking horror freak as well. He goes with me. We go to Upstate Collective. Shout out to them for these little action figures I get. And he goes like the horror aisle with me. He's like, oh, what about this one? Well, that one's cool, but you know, it's not really what we need right now. I gotta find something that just fits what I'm trying to put up on this wall, which I don't know what it is. I went the other day to see if I can find it. They have a lot of the what is it, Fangoria, like their magazines and stuff. They have a lot of prints of that shit there. It's really cool, actually.
Dude, what is he into?
Everything. He's just. I don't think he understands what he's looking at, so everything's cool. Like these just look like cool action figures to him, but Leatherface
They are.
is Leatherface. They are. They fucking rule. But to him, it's just like, oh, that guy looks cool. He's got. I think he's got the chainsaw. Yeah, he's got the whole chainsaw. He goes, that guy looks scary. I'm like, oh, he is. He is very scary. And I'm waiting till it gets to the point where he's like, well, can we see why he's scary? Yes, we can, but I can't do it right now. We got
6 years old is a good enough time. Why not?
yeah, his birthday's in October, so like, he's in a very cool birthday where all that shit is gonna come out for Halloween and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to scarring him.
Hell
The
yeah.
other one, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if he gets scarred. So we might scar him earlier. His brother will probably do it for me. I'm not too worried about that.
I'm praying hard for your youngest man because he's got you, and then he's got a small version of you to work with.
Yeah, no, none of it's good. It's very funny. It's a weird. It's a cool thing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, as far as what else we're watching, I'm gonna now take your recommendations because I do. I guess I'll promote it, even though it doesn't really matter. I stream like every other night now, so
Okay.
this is my off night. So on my off night is when we sit down and me and her will watch something together. So we're gonna throw on Shutter literally probably in an hour and throw some things on.
So, are you looking for something like sincerely good, or
I think we're gonna do something sincerely good because we've been doing the stuff that I find sincerely good, which it's not for everybody.
say no more?
We're going real B. We're going real B level here.
So, if you're looking for something sincerely good and you like Terrified, I'm gonna plug When Evil Lurks. I think that movie is so special and so effective at what it does. I think it might not scare you, but you're gonna feel different after you watch it.
Yeah.
I would say after that, there is. I want to say it's called The Dark and the Wicked. That movie's incredible. And then this might teeter a little bit more into your side of things, but I'm going to talk about this movie every chance I get. There's a little movie on Shudder. It premiered on the Sci-Fi Network for those of us that are above the age of 20. It's a little movie called Dog Soldiers. It got a theatrical release in its home country of Ireland. It is such a special movie, dude. If you like werewolf movies at all, you should check that movie out. It's so much fun. The werewolves look sick. It's got like a couple sincere, good scares, way more sincere laughs. Check it. If you like werewolves at all, Dog Soldiers is like a top 3 werewolf movie of all time for me.
It's going on the list. I'm not even kidding. All of this is going on the list. We've been having so much fun. Like I said, I don't think she loves these movies. She doesn't complain about them. She sits down and she watches them and talks about them with me because I think she just understands I'm a little bit of a nerd.
Godspeed.
But it's been a lot for me. It's been a lot of fun either revisiting like Poltergeist I've seen, but she didn't, so it's been fun to revisit that. And then Cannibal the Musical, I didn't see, but I was familiar with it. Just Matt, Trey, Trauma, and then the newer stuff as well. Like I said, I didn't see Barbarian. I know that's not newer, but it's
newish. It's like the last 5 years.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, I forgot all about this. And I think she picked that. I was like, hell yeah, this one's cool. And it was also good just to get that out of the way so that when Weapons does get watched, which it's coming to a digital release soon-ish.
Very
I think they gotta get this theatrical stuff done first, so that'll be fun. But no, we're on a real kick right now, and it's been really cool. Just I kind of sit down and throw something.
Did you just like throw her in the deep end, showing her like immediately crazy shit, or
so recently? Kind of, not really. I'm trying to think of like the first like horror movie I sat down with her to watch. We've been together for my son's been together for like 10 issues. But as of recent, I saw that the Toxic Avenger shit was coming back. They're doing a new release for that. So I was like, oh, okay. So I started with Toxic Avenger, the original, showed her that, and then we went to Poltergeist, and then it's been a lot of fun since. I actually
I
started with Teddy.
love the idea of just like showing her like standard horror movies and then getting like on one
Then
trend where you're like, hey, we're gonna check out this production company. You have no choice.
it actually started with Teddy told me to for it because that DM, and that's what I was like. Oh, Toxic Avenger's coming out. We're going to do Teddy told me to. Let's go right to Toxic Avenger. And then I was like, she was like, said something about it. I was like, oh, you should. Have you ever heard of Poltergeist? She goes, no. I was like, oh, okay. She went to look it up and nothing came up. So 2 days later, I was like, well, now it seems like you're interested. But you looked it up. So let's do this.
The
She
title
laughed.
gets you, man.
Like, yeah, you think it's going to be one thing, and it's something.
You think it's
But
gonna be, you know, a haunted chicken restaurant, and then all of a sudden Lloyd Kaufman is saying some things in a rap song.
musical shit to it is so good. Lloyd playing like the older version of wow, why can't I think of his name? Harvey?
Don't ask me; I can't remember a single name.
Oh, that fucking sucks. But it was just so good. Those two are just in a fucking musical, just going at it. She's looking at me like, what the fuck is going on?
Every Trauma
Whoa.
movie feels like lightning in a bottle, which
Yeah,
is like I don't know how they can capture this so perfectly with everything that they do. Like, have you watched Class of Nukem High yet?
we watched the Return to Nukem High recently. I
You should
watched
watch the
the
first one.
class. Yeah, the first one's. I watched the first one a while back. We're gonna revisit it because she definitely didn't. I remember liking the first one more than I watched that Return. To be completely honest, the Return doesn't really do it for me too much.
I think that they all have their place, but Class
Yeah,
is
yeah.
it's a I keep using the word special because
Oh,
there's
it's like yeah, that's what it came like with Caleb to bring him back up. It was just like the word like fascinating. You got your Marvel, you got your DC, then you got Trollville, and Trollville fucking rules. It's nothing like
the thing is once you visit Tromaville, you
you're,
want to go back. I don't know a single person that's seen one of their movies and been like, I'm upset that I did that. Everyone I know is like, this is different.
I think what she said was, "Now we have to watch them all," and I was like, "Yeah, that's
Yes,
it. You have to watch them. That's the
that's
whole
the
point of
correct
it."
response. Dude,
We uh, dude, it's so good. We can go
if
forever on this.
if you're looking for another like real crazy like splatter movie,
Yeah.
I you can find it on YouTube. It's one of Peter Jackson's first movies of Lord of the Rings fame. It's you can find it under Brain Dead or Dead Alive. Um, it is some of the most fun that you will have watching a zombie movie. There's there it for a long time it held the Guinness Book of World Records for the most fake blood used in a movie. Um, it's got little like King Kong references in there, which is fun because he goes on to make a King Kong movie. Uh, it, someone ends up with a garden gnome in certain orifices. It's a blast. You
Oh
should
yeah,
check that movie out.
yeah. No, that's also getting on the list. There's another movie. It's another Tom Devlin. Las Vegas Frankenstein, which I think came out in 2023 or 2024.
I've heard of this movie.
Dude, it's so and like it's a little slow at first, which is fine. I'll move that because it gets so fun. There's one scene I actually had to DM Tom Devlin, which I love that we live in a fucking time where I can do that. I DM Tom Devlin. There's a scene where Frankenstein, the monster, is getting chased through like the Las Vegas Strip, and when you're watching, you're like, these look like genuine reactions from people. This doesn't look like they blocked the road off and said, "Hey, we're filming here, please." This looks like people who are like, "Why the fuck is this guy running? And what are these three people doing?" So I DM Tom, and I was like, "Hey, this is gonna sound really nerdy, but I gotta know." I was like, "Was this what happened?" He goes, "Yeah, there was no permits. We went completely guerrilla. We had one guy with the camera chasing the monster, and one guy with the camera chasing the group of people chasing the monster. And I was like, dude,
That
thank
rocks.
you. I was like, thank you for taking the time out to answer that. Because it's such a nerdy detail that I noticed, but it was so fucking cool to confirm that is what happened. Shout out to
If
Tom.
you like shit like that, there is one of my favorite slashers of all time. It's from either 1980 or 1981. It's just called Maniac. Takes place in New York City. It's very bare bones idea. There's a serial killer in New York City. A lot of it's told from the perspective of the killer. Um, the guy that they have that plays him is unbelievable. The movie moves like lightning. But they did not have any permits. It's all shot in like pretty shady areas in New York City. There's one specific scene where the killer jumps onto the hood of this car. I think they're at like a lover's lane, like kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he just full send blows a man's head apart with a shotgun. And when they shot it for real. They had like one prosthetic head, and they're like, "Hey, we can do this once." He jumps on the hood of a car, for real, shoots it with a shotgun, and then they're like, "All right, we gotta go," and like just dipped.
That's so funny. I love that shit. That to me, there's something special about that. Where it's like, dude, we can do this, but sirens are gonna come. We
We
need
gotta
to
be
get the fuck
fast.
out of here once it's done. We gotta get this thing done. So when I saw that and I looked at these reactions, so you just kind of tell. Unless every extra in that movie is just that fucking good, where they're like they genuinely look that surprised. I was like, no, this looks, and he confirmed that it was awesome. Little like details like that in the low budget things is what I like. Teddy told me to just go back to that when he was talking to me. He was like, "There's a scene where I take this hammer and he fucking takes this dude's head clean off his back." He goes, "I actually hit his shoulder first, and like it skips." He's like, "You probably don't see it, but if you go rewatch that, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about." Because Tom was very specific with like, well, "I don't want to do anything more than 3 times," and the mask for the Teddy is a button, so you can't see out of one of the eyes. So his depth perception or something's like it's like off. So he swings his hammer at this prosthetic and he hits the shoulder first, then hits the head, but they end up keeping it in. It's like, go back and watch that. You'll probably catch it now. I told you. It's like, the little details like that to me are so sick.
That is something almost exactly identical happened in Friday the 13th Part 2 because they were doing the sack over his head.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep.
and he like went to block like a hit and just like crushed his fingers.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah, I like that so much when shit like that comes out. And like you see it in every genre, but specifically in like just the horror genre and low budget films specifically. I love the little details like that come out. And there's actually like a bunch of the makings of for like the trauma films that I can't wait to do like a real deep dive into as well. Me and Kate were talking about those where they kind of talk about shit like that, but it's just a bunch of random shit. So it's been it's been a cool past couple of days to just not only deep dive into these and watch these again, but to talk to the fucking people involved in it. It's
Seeing you posted the schedule where you're like,
yeah,
hey, doing Teddy, doing Caleb, and then you're
yeah.
doing Mon. I was like, why the fuck am I following this? it's
So yeah, here's what's coming up. So we this an actor, we got Caleb Emerson who's been involved in a bunch of fun shit, and then Jesse Addington, local
a guy that I used to bully on Facebook.
Dude, it's been really weird and really fun. It's been awesome. And I don't know. I'm hoping it opens up the door for like other shit. Like if I can get Tom on here now and then just spiral from there, I'll fucking I don't know, I'll fall out my chair and just turn this whole thing off. I'll never do it again. I'm just gonna end it. It's not gonna get any better.
I disagree. I think you can keep climbing the ladder.
Yeah,
If there's one thing I know, it's that everyone at Tromaville loves to talk the business.
yeah.
So you never know what could happen. You never know who could come on the show.
If I just shamelessly tag a bunch of people, like everybody that Caleb talked about, I'll tag them in every reel, and then eventually, hopefully, it spirals. But it's definitely been cool. It's been really cool. And then something that this happened off camera, but it's the same thing I told you. I'll just be open. I said, don't leave. I'm going to stop the thing, whatever. And I told Caleb that. And he didn't. He stayed. And he goes, so I don't leave, right? And I was like, no. I was like, I just, thanks for coming on. This isn't what this is. It's literally because I don't want to lose the episode that sometimes glitches. But I was like, well, I do giveaways. I was talking about this to you. I do giveaways on like TikTok for people, and I give video games and stuff away. But I think it'd be cool if I gave away stuff pertaining to what I actually do, like pod and stuff. If I were to ever send you anything, I showed you the screenshot of the email he sent me back. So if I were to ever send you anything, would you be cool like signing it and sending it back or something? He's like, yeah, I'll do it. And he sent me an email. I emailed him after the show about 20 minutes after, so I wasn't that eager guy at the bar who gets the number and fucking hits the girl up right away. So I waited. I literally pulled my phone out right when I ended. I was like, what are you doing? Wait a second. He just got done talking to me for fucking an hour or whatever it was. So I waited like 20 minutes. I emailed him. I was like, hey, I'm serious. Like, I'll take you up on that offer. I really appreciate you coming on. And he sent me it back. He goes, yeah, I have a bunch of this shit. Here's my address if you ever want to send me. And he gave me his fucking address. I'm just like, dude, what is my life?
That is the coolest shit imaginable.
Dude,
that's
the nicest
and you can't replicate that in any other genre.
No.
Horror dudes just get it.
Yeah, we talked about that where it's like, sure, Comic-Con, you could see your fucking Tobey Maguire who plays Peter Parker or whatever. You can see that at Comic-Con, but horror has pop-ups at a mall. And they're just there. Like, they'll just do pop-ups wherever. It doesn't have to be this big spectacular thing. You can go shake these guys' hands. You actually, like, they'll talk to you. They'll converse with you. You can bullshit about your favorite horror or horrors you don't like or whatever it might be. And it's authentic. And when he sent me that email back and he sent me a small paragraph, and then at the end it was like, here's my address. So I was like, that's fucking awesome. What a fucking mensch.
Dude, look at the schedule for your local Heroes hideout. Kane Hodder is probably going to be there. He'll charge you $40 and he'll hang out with you for like an hour.
One of the guys' names Rick, starts with a C, and he does some of the art for the Creep Show. And they're constantly doing shit, and I think he lives in Pennsylvania. And I was like, his son follows me on Instagram. And I showed him that. I was like, dude, I eventually just got to come out and see you guys. Your dad could sign this thing. I'll put it back on the wall, and we just fucking shoot the shit. Yeah, just come. I'm like, I know, but you feel weird sometimes still. I'm an adult male.
Do you have a favorite Creep Show segment?
My favorite Creep Show, I love Thanks for the Ride Lady. I love Chief.
Dude!
Thanks for the Ride Lady is probably my favorite, though. Dude, I would like to get that guy's face when it's fully at its end, just dismantled on my body somewhere.
My friends and I have a bunch of friends from high school that we all get together and just watch shitty horror movies. And for a long time, anytime that we got out of each other's cars, we would say thanks for the ride lady to each other.
That one's probably up there for my favorite. I like Chief. I'm trying to think back to Creep Show 1. I recently watched Creep Show 2, so those are the most fresh.
I can't believe that you're not putting more respect on the Raft. I think that segment's awesome.
The Raft fucking rules.
That dude just getting fucking like turned inside out, yanked through the dock.
When it starts, I think it's the foot where like originally starts. It starts eating away, dude. It's so well done. That one's good.
It's hilarious because it's literally a pool tarp. Like, they're just dragging through the water, and like
so good.
It's like the first time I watched it, I was like, "Damn, what would I do here? Like, how do you beat this?"
You can't. It's like you're fucked. You're fucked.
You get turned to goop. That's all there is to it.
Fucking Creep Show. It's so good. But yeah, I do. Once you asked me that, the first thing that came to mind was Thanks for the Ride Lady. So I gotta just stick to that. If that's the first thing that comes up, that's what it's gotta be. But
Thanks for
I
the
think
Ride
it's
Lady.
just because that face. I really like what they do with that guy's face. It's gross. It's cool.
He gets worse as it goes on.
Every time he pops back up. It's just another chunk missing or another thing peeling. And just by the end of it, that face is what I want on my body. Then I'll get fixed with the right lady on it too.
It's a
Dan will
good
like
pick.
doing that. Dan will like doing that.
Dan's a sicko.
Dan is a sicko. He was, I think, as excited for me as you were. Like came to Caleb and everything
That
else.
makes
It's
sense.
like, hell yeah. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
there's anybody I know that would have been excited about that, it is Dan Belcher. Shout out Dan Belcher.
Shout out Dan. I love
Dan, I
Dan.
love you. He's doing my whole back right now. It sucks.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, I've seen that. He wants to do mine. He's like, I'm currently doing my chest, and he's like, we're gonna do the back. I'm like, we gotta get through this. I started at the worst time because I started right before my son was born, and now it's like I had to save some money. I got 2 kids now, so now
Yep.
the summer's ending, which is good. That's the other part. I didn't want to do my chest in that fucking summer when I had the summer off with my son. So
Starting my back for summertime was definitely a choice.
yeah, I thought about that. That was something I did think about. I didn't consider how much the chest. I was fine with it. I was like, yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. I've done this. The chest sucks. The chest has been the worst so far.
What's fortunate about getting tattooed by Dan is that he works pretty fast, and
Yes, yes,
and he packs it in. So
yeah,
once it's there, it's there. Like he did my
yeah.
neck. This is 2 years old, I think, and
Probably around
it
that. I remember seeing it.
still looks good. The
Yeah.
downside is that he works really fast and he packs it in there.
Yeah.
He's it's gonna hurt, but you're not gonna have to do it again.
And that whole shop, like just the takeoff is really good. These people, Holly's really sweet. They talk shit behind your back, but then they make sure they let you know that they talk shit when you left. So I sweat like a fucking banshee. I am just a gross. I'm an ape. It's disgusting. And I didn't know that they were talking about it, but
Dude,
I came back
sometimes you're damp. It
I
happens.
came back to my wife for either the second or third session on my chest, and Holly was making fun of me, like, how you're gonna cry. And she's like, no, I'm just kidding. He's good. He sweats a lot. She's like, it's really gross when he leaves. And I'm like, the fuck, guys? Is this something that comes up? And she's like, yeah, we've been talking about it. I was like, why?
As a fellow sweaty tattooman,
It's real.
sometimes you get up and it looks like you've been swimming. You know,
Yeah,
it happens.
it's a real thing. It happened probably the worst in the last one because he got nipple in the last one. That was new for me. Never did nipple before. And he goes, it's gonna go into the nipple. It's like, okay. He goes, no, it's gonna go into the nipple. I'm like, okay, yeah, I see why you said it twice. It sucked.
He's fortunately very generous. If you need a break, he'll be like, yeah, dude, just let me finish the spot. But when I booked my last session, he was like, yeah, we'll either color in like this part of things, or I'll finish like outlining this part, because he still has to outline, like, we're gonna do the top of my back and it's gonna go up onto my head. And I went in and he was like, yeah, I'm thinking we're gonna do color. I was like, oh, I thought that you said it was like between that and outline. He's like, no, we're doing color. And I was like, okay, cool, thanks.
Yeah, I just, at this point, every time he tells me something, I just go, okay. And I don't even, I just let it go out there because I know when I get back, I'm just going to sit there, I'm going to trust him, and he's going to do his thing, and it's going to look sick. But
I trust that man implicitly.
Yeah. He's done all but one thing on me. Everything that's on me, he's done. I have CTR, the Chewin rag I got on my leg from Grant, who did the CTR logo. So it's only right that they
that's rag.
Body. Yeah, yeah.
Rag? That's rad.
That's rag. It is rag.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's getting to that. We're trying 2 hours to see it to that point. But no, they I respect that. I did not mean to slip. It's not a slip that I normally do. They did.
I'll kill you for their honor. I get it.
Thank you. They did the Chewin the Rag logo, And then I was like, you know, it's only right that you put it on my body. You want to do it? And they fucking do CTR on my leg. So shout out to Brett.
Oh yeah.
But,
I can't say the same. I've gotten a bunch of shit from a bunch of people, but I come back to Dan very regularly because he just gets it. He's a little rotten man, just like I am, and he does good work.
there's not enough shit to say. Like I got the sleeve, and then I got a couple things in my leg, and then my chest. But I gotta just get more. I think I want to do like I don't know. We'll figure something out. I don't know.
Getting tattooed
I
is
never know.
stupid, but if you're going to
It's-
get a stupid hobby, go to Dan Belcher.
Yes, yes. Go at least go with something fucking people. I definitely believe in letting a bunch of artists tattoo you. I just have to do the research because I went to Dan when I was 18. I was like, I like this guy, and I just fucking stuck with him ever since. That's really what happened.
I have a guy that I've been going to since I was 18. His name is Brandon. He tattoos at Safe Word Tattoo in Schenectady. Shout out Brandon. He's done a bunch of shit on me, and I like right now. I'm mainly interested in going to him, going to Dan. There's a couple other people, but those are my boys. I love them.
Yeah. There's a we're lucky when we have a bunch of decent artists around. I definitely don't want to make it sound like I only go to Dan and nobody else touched me because it's not the case. It's just he's been my guy since 18. So anytime I have something where I know he's gonna do well on it, which is just about anything, that's just my go-to. If I were to do something like heavy, dark, I would probably go like I don't know, Drew Klein maybe. Drew's very good.
Drew's a
Drew's very,
sicko.
very good. He's very, very
Drew's
good. He's
a
got a really
sick
sick
man.
mind. He's got a very sick mind. Shout out Drew. So it's not like I'm not willing to go to anybody else. We have a lot of good artists.
Rock and roll, man.
This was fun.
We've only been going for 2 hours. We'll keep rolling. We're good.
Nothing's getting edited. I've been whole like where I said, "Oh, that's a down moment." That's staying in. Everything's staying in because it needs to. That's just what this is.
I had a blast. It was a good
It's
time.
like I tell everybody, like when I say edit the pod, it's mostly I just throw the intro music on and the logo on. I don't really edit much unless we do say some things that need to be cut or it's like the quality sucks, then it will be edited. But for the most part, I enjoy just the raw fucking that DIY punk shit that we talked about.
Yes, sir.
That's what I like. That's what we do here. I didn't prepare any questions for fucking Caleb Emerson, which is a wild move. I just turned on the camera and went just like this.
I fully respect and expect you to not prep questions for me. Doing it for him was a wild move. I would have been agonizing the night before.
I had like 2 things on Notepad where I was like, I do want to touch on these, but they were basic ass questions anyway that I would have asked. So it didn't really matter. But no, the most I did was I reached out to you to see if there was anything you specifically could come up with that you would want to ask him or say to him. That was it. I didn't do
I
any
couldn't
other.
think of anything that wasn't incredibly punishing.
Well, it's so hard. It's so hard to put somebody on the spot to do that. Like, hey, I'm interviewing this guy, but do you have anything for him? It's like, no, dude, what the fuck?
I felt like
I
I'd
have
be like,
everything.
so like, is Lloyd Kaufman really cool?
I did.
Or is he secretly mean? Like,
That's
I
what
don't know what the
did.
fuck I would ask.
That's exactly what I did. Where it was like, it wasn't that, but it was that.
What was your favorite part of Poultrygeist?
Yeah, do you have a character that you prefer to play, or did you like the most? And it's like, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. But the one thing I definitely did, I was like, hell, what, what was it like working with? I had to. You have to ask it.
You can't not ask.
You have to ask it, and he was very kind. He gave a really real answer, and his answer made me laugh because it just made me picture Lloyd screaming at these guys, treating them like dog shit, and then making them feel like they're his best friend right after.
So piggybacking off of that and being a Punisher, but only in settings where it's cool. For my job, this is silly. I work in finance. I do loans and shit. I'm helping a guy with a boat loan, and he points at I have the typo logo tattooed on my thumb. He points at it. He's like, "Oh, is that typo negative?" And I'm like, kind of surprised because he's like, he's getting a boat. You know, he's the kind of
Right.
person that's getting a boat. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I love typo." And he's like, "Oh, that's dope. Like my brother used to play a lot of shows with them." And I was like, "Oh, like in the band?" He's like, "No, with his band." I'm like, "Oh, sick. Like, who's your brother?" Like, was another goth guy. He's like, "Glenn." I was like, "Danzig?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I Googled him because I was like, "You're fucking
You're
lying."
bullshit. Yeah, because
Um,
you want this ball.
sure enough, I am sitting next to Danzig's brother,
What
and
the fuck?
he's like, "Yeah, dude, like I used to go to shows out in New York City with them. I've been to like this show, this show." Told me a bunch of crazy stories. And I'm like trying to do this loan for him. And I immediately stop everything that I'm doing and I'm like, "I promise I'm going to get you this check. I have about 30 questions I have to ask you first." And he was super cool about it. He still comes in all the time. He stops in to like say hi to me. Very, very cool guy. Says that his brother is kind of a jerk. Sorry if I shouldn't be saying that. But yeah, dude, it
Oh,
was so
great.
cool. And like when you get that opportunity, like you
You take
gotta
it.
take it.
You take it. And they just, I do feel weird. Like I felt weird for sure, but I think he understood. Just like I'm sure he understood. And it's like I have a typo tattoo on me. You just told me your fucking brother is blind. I have to ask you something.
I have
You're
to
gonna
annoy
get
the shit out of you for the next
yeah
45 minutes.
yeah.
That is the price that you are paying for trying to interact with me.
It had to be done. And when he came on, obviously I'm a fan of him, so I had the questions for him absolutely, but I still need to know about the people he worked with. I need to
Absolutely.
know more about Tom Devlin. I had to know more about Lloyd. Like, and I'm sorry. I even asked about fucking Daniel Tosh just because, like,
That's a crazy move.
it came up because they did a lot
You
of the
said he was
editing.
on Tosh.0, right?
Yeah, he was an editor, but he did. I was like, you did sketches too. I remember seeing you doing these sketches. Yeah. And it was pretty cool, like just inside information about how he would still get residuals, even though he just did like, so say they played a video on Touch.0 and somebody was like, oh, my balls. Like they just did a voiceover. He was the voice in those clips. He did all those voices, so he would get like actor pay for that voiceover where he made like grunting noises and shit like that.
That fucking.
And then, I was like, oh, I really like Daniel Tosh as like a comedian outside of Tosh, and then he like was just telling me about working for him and how smart he was, where he would come into the room where he's editing, and he'd be like, hey, do this, 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 and this, and Cato was like, I don't fucking know if that's gonna work, man. And then sure enough, it was like it worked absolutely the way it should. So it's cool to just hear about guys like I don't know Tosh, who I didn't think I'd ever be fucking hearing about somebody who works with him either.
It's funny to think about because being in like the genre of music that I play and that I listen to, everyone is just a dude.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's
and
it's
that's exactly
never
what
more
it is.
apparent that anyone who is in this sphere that we are a part of is just some guy. Um and then when you think about it, like going out into the world, everyone else is just some guy.
Just a dude. Yeah, they're all just dudes.
And so like I don't want to like be that way towards like people in this sphere that I'm a part of. But at the same time, if you're like just some guy that happens to do something that I think is really cool,
Yeah,
I'm gonna pester the shit out of you.
yes, and it sucks. Maybe I don't like that I'm that way, but I'm gonna do it, and I have
I,
to do it.
I
So,
don't want to be that way, but I've accepted that it's who I am. I'm sorry in advance to anyone that it happens to.
what do? It sounds crazy. You just call yourself a podcast, and then you're allowed to pester. You're actually allowed to pester because they come on to your show. It's working really well.
That's the way. That's the way I got to do it. I got to start sending out some like Zoom invites.
Yeah,
Draw up like
dude.
2 questions and then just be like, so like, are we like cool? Like, are we cool now?
email Caleb down. Just be like, hey man, as a kid, are we that?
I feel like if anyone was going to be that way, it would probably be him.
And
He
get
seems
your
like
address.
just a
Well,
down ass guy.
I think like once you give a man your address, you're kind of boys. It was
I
so it's, I don't know, I'm hoping. I just sent another message to somebody. I've been watching the Twisted Metal show.
okay.
I don't know if you've started it.
I haven't. I respect it because I know that Samoa Joe plays Sweet Tooth and that he's voiced by
No,
Will Arnett,
yes,
which
it's
is
so
a
good.
hilarious combo.
It's so good. But yeah, I DM one of the actresses on it today because I just saw her name pop up, and she only had like. I like to DM the ones that have low followers because my messages are probably not going to get buried. That seems to be that's the way it works. So, but that show actually, you asked what I was watching as far as movies go, but TV I've been watching that. I just caught up to. I'm fully done with where they're at. So that show is more wild than I thought it would be. The
It's
first seasons,
absolutely on my list. It's
yeah,
just I've got a long list.
yeah, I suck at watching those too. I'll start things and I can just put them down and never touch it again and be fine. It's a really weird ADHD thing in my head. So like TV specifically, not movies so much. Movies I'm pretty good with. Like if we stop watching it and I'm interested, we gotta pick it back up. But like TV, I am very ADHD to the point where I can go to like mid season and then be like, I like this show, but I heard this one's good, so let's just bounce back to here. That's why I can't watch anything with more than like 4 seasons.
My poor girlfriend is in the middle of about 6 shows with me, and I keep getting like a season in, and then I'm like, let's take a break for a minute. And she's like, dude, please. I just finished a book I started like over a year ago, so I
So bad.
sympathize.
I'm so bad with it, and it's like she doesn't complain, but I feel like it's annoying.
It's, but you know, they're earning their stripes.
Yeah,
They're figuring it out.
the amount of shows that I feel like I just dragged her into, I'm like, this, we're liking this, right? Well, what if we turned it off and watched something else?
That's the worst part is you try so hard because you're already in the middle of 8 shows. So you have to be like, no,
Yes.
dude, seriously, the show's so good. You're going to love it. And then you get far enough in that they're like, wow, I'm really into the show. And you're like, dude, right? Done. Not watching any more of it. Better get used to being content with not knowing what happens because you're never going to find out.
The amount of shows we've finished compared to the amount of shows we've started, like The Wire, I've watched it fully. I had to stop there. Hold on. Breaking Bad, we finished fully. Didn't finish The Sopranos. I didn't finish Peaky Blinders. I didn't finish fucking
What the fuck?
anything. I did the amount of shows I'm so Better Call Saul, didn't finish it. Liked it. Enjoyed it a lot. Peaky Blinders, liked it. Enjoyed it a lot. Didn't finish them, dude. I'm telling you, it's bad. People are like, watch Game of Thrones, and I'm like, why? I do it. I want to. I'm sure it's cool, but no. Well, hold on. I don't want to say I want to. I don't want to, but I'm sure it's cool.
You're
But
asking
no.
for my recommendations. I recommend that you go back and finish The Sopranos because that is one of the best shows that has ever been made.
I was talking to Ray about it because we like The Wire. He always posts about Sopranos.
Yes, he does.
I posted something and I have The Wire on the background. I just needed a picture from a story, so I just took a picture of what I was watching. And he's like, hell yeah, go to the show. I was like, yeah, I do my rewatch. He goes, yeah, I usually do that in the Sopranos like annually. And I was like, yeah, I never finished the Sopranos. He goes, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, dude, I like it. I enjoy it. I think it's good. I never finished it.
I can't believe that he didn't destroy you for that.
I think he was close to. I think what he did was ignore me.
That's one of the greatest mercies that you've ever been shown, and you have no idea.
Set his phone down. I was like, I can't talk to this fucking guy.
That's the equivalent to being in the water with a hungry shark, and you're just like having a fun beach day. It swims
Yeah,
right past you. You have no idea.
yeah,
You came this close to death and you had no idea.
yeah. Yeah, you brushed along your leg and decided you weren't going to.
You're a lucky man. Luckier than I.
I'm just bad with it. I'm fucking terrible. I'm not Creep Show, the series. I don't think I finished Creep Tapes. I'm gonna finish. I keep telling myself I'm gonna finish. I just what it is I see somebody posting this. My brain is like, oh, that's shiny. Like that does look good, and I go to that, and I'm like, oh, we'll definitely go back to what we're watching though. But then while I'm doing this one, somebody posts about the next thing. I'm like, fuck me, dude. I gotta just not. I gotta say everybody's recommendation is bad until I'm finished. I gotta just write everybody off. Like, you
Nobody
should
has
watch this
taste
now.
except for me.
Yeah, your opinion sucks, and I'm watching something right now. Leave me alone. But secretly, I'm bookmarking it for when I'm done watching what I'm watching.
You are the tastemaker until you don't know what to watch. And that's all that matters.
It's so bad. People, I don't think people believe me when I say it. I'm like, no, I literally, I like the show a lot. I just never finished it. Like, well, why wouldn't you if you like it, you fucking moron? And then I gotta give that spiel.
Sometimes you gotta make people mad for a little bit until eventually you come to your senses. And then you can send your friends a text being like, dude, the show's so good. And they're like, fucking yeah, of course it
Yeah,
is. We've told you that it's good.
yeah, the show came out 4 years ago, dude. I'm glad you finally watched it.
Dude, I'm really bad with shit. I very recently I messaged Brandon, one of my good friends, former bassist of Downswing, and
Okay, yeah, yeah.
I was like, dude, have you ever checked out Super Heaven? And he was like, brother, the band I was in is named after one of their songs. What do you mean? I was like, oh, my bad. You like them now?
Yeah, yeah. So what do you think? Jake is like that with me. Jake is fucking. He'll send me recommendations, and he expects me to check them out. But I'll send him recommendations, and almost like 2 months goes by, and I'll be listening to something, and he goes, "Oh, who's this?" I'm like, "Check your fucking DMs." And you literally said, "I'll check these guys out. I'll check this guy, whatever it might be. I'll check it out." And they're like, "Oh, who's this? This is good." Like, it's who I told you to check out a month and a half ago, dude.
Dude,
It's
I
awful.
the only time the only time that I can say that this has happened to me is years ago. I when Speed put out We See You, I sent it to the group chat and I tagged everybody and I was like, yo, this band is sick. And Ray immediately replied and he was like, yeah, this is dog shit. I was like, all right, cool. I'm never sharing music with them again. 2 years pass. Ray's like, yo, this speed band is pretty sick. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, I tried to put you onto this band years ago. And he was like, nah, I don't think that happened. I went back into our group, like scrolled through 2 years as they're like messaging me, trying to get me to stop scrolling, sent screenshots, and I was like, how dare you? How dare you try to dishonor me in this way?
One of my favorite race stories is we posted about like Montana 300 or whatever years ago, probably like 2012 or 2013. And he commented on my status and was like, "This guy's fucking corny." And like a year later, he posted the songs, and I go, "Yo, remember when you told me this guy was corny?" And he just goes, "I remember when you sucked my dick."
Yeah, yeah, that's
It's
him.
like something like that. And I was like, "All right, cool, man."
Yeah,
It
that's
was so
90% of my
very.
conversations with
I'm
him.
paraphrasing, but it was pretty much exactly that. Where I was like, "Oh my god, hell yeah!" Remember
You're
he called me corny
paraphrasing
for like
because he said something worse.
it's so I was like, oh, like, all right, I guess I deserve that for nonsense. It was a fun little call out, and obviously he
His
wasn't upset. It was just funny.
his favorite thing to do lately is he'll say something atrocious and I won't co-sign it and he'll just go, "Why are you embarrassed to be around me?" Why don't you like me? Why don't you want to be with me? Why don't you want to be my friend? I'm like, brother, because sometimes you say shit that I just don't want to hear.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait to get those two on.
It's
Gonna be fun.
it's gonna be a rough one.
It's gonna be something. It's gonna be a lot of like people complaining that it's very chopped and screwed, like a fucking like a Southern album, but it's gotta be.
Dude, there was this one night. This is I'll leave off on this story.
All right.
There was this one night we were all at a bar sitting in like the back patio area. Trying to think of how I can say this. Someone came up in conversation that we used to know. And 2 hours pass of the worst things that you've ever heard said about a person nonstop. And then immediately afterwards, Ray goes, "They're really a nice person." Like, he was like, "I don't know why we just did that. I like them." they're so it's probably going to be a lot of that, but you'll have fun.
Oh, yeah. It'll definitely be fun. It'll definitely be fun. If you just, I'm just gonna message Jagger and just say, "Yeah,
Mistake.
it,
Every time that I message him, he has this like immaculate talent. If he's starting a conversation and I respond, won't hear from him for hours. The moment that I text him, immediate response. It's insane. But yeah,
I'll do it all. I'm just gonna join the PlayStation.
that's the way to do it, dude. Pop out. Let's do it.
Do it.
Let's make some magic happen.
Oh, fuck, dude. This was fun.
This was fun. It's good to talk to you. Bloodstar Beast is the name of my band. I didn't plug that earlier.
I was gonna say plug everything. I was just about to say it.
Bloodstar Beast DM on Instagram. Check us out. We're putting music out very, very soon. Announcing some other stuff very, very soon. Follow. Let's see. I'm plugging everybody. Follow Upstate Black and Blue for all their shows. Follow Asylum Albany for all of their shows. Follow Albany Hardcore for all of their shows. Shout out my friends. Shout out the people that I love. Shout out everybody that's in my life. There's too many people to name, but I'm very grateful for every single person that I know, and I don't think I say that enough. We'll end this on a sentimental note. I love everybody that I know. Shout out my friends.
Shout out everybody. Please. I'm gonna DM me all your links so I can make sure I get them right. DM me the GoFundMe. That is 100% happening. But DM me the GoFundMe.
Yes, sir.
But everything is in the description of this video, of this fucking wherever you're listening, Spotify, Amazon, fucking tin cans outside on a string. Wherever you're listening, it'll be there. So shout out everybody. Thank you guys for sticking with us for fucking nearly 2.5 hours.
Jesus.
And we'll see you on the next one.